welcome back. We are building that other ship. You know, the one from Mando and Grogu. Spoilers ahead, by the way. That other one. Not that one. The other one. We built that one yesterday. The other one. We might even be building two. I should have put the other ships. Oh, is it too late to edit the title? Yeah, no, maybe. Anyway, today we are building, like we discussed yesterday, I want to build some smaller vehicles because we've been building quite a few decent sized ships, like 60-pound sized ships, a few like 90-pound sized ships as well. Let's slim it down today. Let's slim it down, see what we can put together in the next couple of hours, because there are a few smaller ships that show up in the Mandalorian. I am changing ship to ship, so shout out to anyone that saw the title before the change. Don't refresh it, you'll lose the ship. You'll gain a ship though. Hello there. Before we begin, I would like to show off, this was Monday's, right? This was yesterday's video with the little displays. I've put my clone troopers in there, and the elevator fits inside the CMF box. It fits in there, so you can get 4 minifigures in the one display with the elevator, building a whole little scene just in a CMF box. Brand new CMF box. Looks pretty cool. Only thing is, I don't really know where I can add this to my display, so this might be a desk display. I might just have these Ahsoka clones on the desk, yeah, right next to the brick separators. Oh, that looks good. Could we build a clone trooper helmet with brick separators? We got the hello there. I think I've got enough to cover that helmet, make it look like Ahsoka's troops. But yes, we'll be starting off. I feel like we should do the Int 4 first. I feel like that's where we start off, because that's what I'm most excited for. But I do have a foot already built for the ATRT, and I put this together the last time we built an ATRT. I think it was, well, no, the last time was the fig scale of the 327th, which was, you know, fairly straightforward to do. Moved a few pieces, whereas this is a straight up custom, and hopefully this gives us a bit more customization for the ATRT. To be honest, this is such a complicated build for what it is. It's a foot. It is very complicated. One snot brick and no brackets as well. Yet we've got studs on 4 different systems. Well, technically we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 different systems for studs. And I do need to build a second because I only built one, never making a video or anything on it. But we'll put that aside for now. The Inn, I've been doing a bit of research. It's a Kenner toy, and it's not, well, not just a Kenner toy. Let me bring it up. It's a microfighter. It's a Kenner toy microfighter, decades before Lego even came out with microfighters. Let's bring that up as well. What was the first Lego microfighter? Because, oh, one word. There's only one microfighter jet, and that is Ninjago. The first microfighter was Jet 14's. Now then, on a technicality, Jet 14's ship is a microfighter because it's a micro version of a fighter. But it's not called microfighter. It's called it's a Comic-Con exclusive. It's just a mini stealth fighter, which is awesome. But just like the bus, it started off at Comic-Con. Wow, so many Comic-Con sets were good. I still can't believe we never got. There's a Falcon Comic-Con set. I don't know what it was called. Oh, there you go, Falcon cockpit set. This one right here was a Comic-Con exclusive. And I wish they made some more sets like these, because it's like a bite-sized chunk of a UCS set. This is pretty much minifigure scale, I would say. Not that the UCS Falcon's minifigure scale. Hold on, I'm pretty sure that set's not UCS scale. Not minifigure scale. It is a UCS set. But I built this for... Why did we build this? No, we didn't build this. I tell you what we built. let me see if I can get it up. We built the T6 shuttle cockpit. Oh, that was an awesome build. Hopefully I've got it in the thumbnail. I haven't built anything else for the T6. So, oh no, I did build the T6. Oh, I didn't realize that. I built the polybag, not the actual big one. I might actually, yeah, let's save that one. I wonder what I thought of it first. That'd be an interesting watch. And yes, I am adding my own video to watch later. It's interesting. I want to know what I said back in 2024, nearly 2 years ago. But this is what I'm talking about. This is the one. We're going to wait for it to load, make sure the ads have passed. Oh, I even got an image of it. Look, it's this one. This is the one. I haven't even liked my own video. So this is the cockpit. And this is the cockpit we created for the T6. Look at this. 2023 top-down camera. And we still haven't lost the top-down camera. What can I... Oh, I've got the go-kart. Still haven't lost the top-down camera. It's one of the best ways to see Lego, but we did need an angle on the desk shot. And we got that lone brick separator as well. Just the one. I have... How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. Don't know if I've got any more laying around. I think that should be them all. But what a build. So, we got so distracted already. Why was I bringing this up? Trip down memory lane. Oh, and we had the other side of Peridia. This is before they go off. And I actually like the way we built a bit more than the tiles that Lego used. I do feel like it was almost cheating, but I also feel like Lego are doing what they do because, oh yes, microfighters. Lego are doing what they're doing because they know if Lego were to spend so much time and effort into, I don't know if that's lighting up much. I had that on before the light went on. If Lego put too much effort into a set and there's nothing we can do, then perhaps it wouldn't sell as well, because if there's less people doing videos on it, I suppose you get that whole negative advertisement thing, which Lego do play on a lot of the time. But I wonder if Lego somewhat rely on it. Is this 2013 as well? No, 2014. So microfighters go back to 2013 in the idea. In Jack's mini stealth starfighter, it did lay the ground for microfighters. I assume it was so popular. Something we haven't seen Lego do. No, not at all. None of these microfighters. And that is new ships, unique ships, which Hasbro, no, not Hasbro, Kenner were doing with their Kenner toys. These are all downscaled versions of larger ships. But the Int4's origin is in cheaper playsets. Hello there, Babalas. And I like it. I like the idea of shrinking something down to make it cheaper and messing around with it. Don't like that dewback anymore. I've had a falling out recently. Keep an eye out for that video. The microfighters are literally all downscaled characters, ships, aren't they, with a character. Whereas the Int4 originates with Kenner's mini rigs. That was the Int4. There you go. Mini rigs were a different sort of toy because all the ships were expensive. And I'll probably try to explain this better in the video, but basically because big ships, big money, little ship, little money, and rather than just releasing speeders or some random side build or like a little display base or just selling the figures separately, they created vehicles that were off screen during the movies and basically could go with whatever, use different models to inspire. For instance, these ships here, you can see the inspiration from the original ATST design, not the one later used. You can see we've got that, kind of feels AT like, big torso, missing a head. We've got a little tank, which there was a mini hover tank or mini hover something on the half. That was another concept. This is very probe droid. Tinks pointed that out. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it is very probe droid. And this one almost looks quite ghosty. like the Ghost Starfighter. And great idea. There wasn't just 5 of them. I think there was 9 of them. We got the full list. Empire and Return, there were 9. No, there were 9 in 4 waves. The Int 4 came in the second wave alongside the Return of the Jedi stuff. Int 4 is Empire Strikes Back, not to be confused. Microfighters are underrated. 100% agree there. They're so good. So rather than trying to work the Int 4 into a battle pack, we're building sets for Mando, trying to make up our own wave. I think we go back to the Int 4 and make it a microfighter. I think it would be the perfect microfighter. The only thing is, I don't see Lego releasing the Warlord in a microfighter. I think they should. And the reason I think the Warlord's perfect for the microfighter is the same reason Rex is perfect for the Y-Wing. You need that named character with some importance that people are going to pick one up of. You can't build an army of you could build an army of anything, but people aren't going to build armies of Int 4s. There's only one on one of the AT-ATs, so it doesn't work as a side build, because you might want to pick up 3 AT-ATs, get the Warlord out, and in a microfighter, you've solved your problem. Also, with a Warlord out, we might be able to add an extra figure into it. So, where do we begin? Maybe it will help pulling up the Int 4 image. So we've got something to go off. I love the detail on the side of this wing. And this connection, can we get this sort of connection in Lego? It's a little piston almost. There's a connection at the bottom, which is probably hinges. I think we can get that connection if we do the same thing that we did for Simba. Motorized Simba coming into play here, and we just get the bar hiding behind so that when it folds up, if we're fitting a minifigure inside, we could do 4 studs wide. It is a microfighter. We should have a minifigure out the top. It'd be good to enclose them though, do a full-on microfighter. And then width-wise, we've still got to work something in. We can start off with a turret though. That's going to be 1 beam out, and that's going to be a grey jumper. So if that's a 2x2, I think 4 wide's what we go with. Potentially 4 wide with a plate on the outside. Like worst case, we go 4 wide, plate on the outside, and then run a little foot in underneath. We've got to have that to come up as well. I'm going to use some Technic here so we can disappear that into the middle, which gives us the plate we should go with for the top then. If we're running Technic through the middle, it's got to be 2x8. Yeah, it's got to be a 2x8 apparently, not a 2x6. Could have used that in yesterday's ship. Ooh, 2x8. That'll get the foot up the front. We can start sloping out. And I probably use slope bricks for the front. That'll be the smoothest thing to do and hollow out the bottom. But what about the back? Is there 2 legs? Because if there's 2 legs, we'll need a 4 on top. And is that how big we want our microfighter? That's a pretty big microfighter. I mean, the bigger the better, right? That works. We've got our hinges on the underside for the wings. We can clip those in on top. Just need to secure that down with a few plates. And we've got some corner plates we could whack around if we want to secure that with a 2x3 and then get the plates underneath. So if this is a 4x10 so far, that's a solid base. Top should be at least a 4x6. I want to push it a little wider, but I think with a sloped front, 4x6 is good on top. We have that opening then to seat the fig in, and the fig can be slanted. So the fig doesn't need to fit all the way in. I would like that, but we can slant the fig so we drop them in the hatch and they're just straight up. This is a Kenner toy, not a Hasbro toy. Close one, Owen. A Kenner toy, although I think Hasbro just released a new version of it, didn't they? And don't like Hasbro own Kenner at this point? Isn't Hasbro doing a Kenner's series? Because I don't think Kenner are making toys. Maybe they are. Maybe it is Kenner. I really should give a quick Google before saying that. Let's find out. Does Kenner still make toys? Hasbro closed and merged Kenner's offices and products in 2000. What does that mean? There's no Kenner Phantom Menace toys. Or was Phantom Menace what made Hasbro realize? Yeah. Phantom Menace is what made Hasbro realize that they could just absorb that. That's cursed, but at the same time works so well. Like, it works so well. I wish some of the Doctor Who characters that were in robes had that sort of connection. Oh, that's so cursed. What is it? Oh, I hope this retro fig has this exact same connection. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's good. What did I say? Corners, and then yeah, this we'll drop it down with another slope underneath and get some bricks. So really we just need to plate this up, make a secure base. And grab some 2x3s. What do we think? A 4x6, I think I said. But I did want the top hatch to be different. So maybe a 4, maybe 2x4s. We keep on with the 2x4s. Let's grab a stack, because 2x4s are easier to switch around. If we do want a 2x6 instead, no, a 4x6 instead of a 4x4, we grab an extra 2x4. If we want to change it back, we take one away. The hardest part is shimmying it along, but as we're working in dark bluish grey, we can hide so much around. Do I think Arsenal is finally going to win the UCL or lose to PSG? They got to win. I know the odds are against them, or at least I think the odds are against them. But as a Liverpool fan, you want PSG to lose really bad. As a West Ham fan, look, Arsenal have been, they're half responsible for our result. Okay, most of the clubs responsible, but Arsenal played a part. I want Arsenal to smash PSG. 20 years since they won the Prem. 22 years since they won the Champions League, isn't it? And what a year to have both at the same time. It's sad to see Salah leaving, and Andy, yeah, it is. But if they played forever, I think Salah probably could play forever. He could run forever, that's for sure. Back. Ooh, we got some grills. I think I'll add those on as details. And then we're going to need a 6, aren't we? A 4 is going to cover up, unless we could be really smart about this. And round plate. Is that going to work? All right, if a round plate works, I might need some round bricks on top. Just depends if we can keep... Oh, yeah, we can use... We can use, but for the legs to come out, we need there to be a connection that holds them in place, and then we'll be able to push them back up. Maybe a swivel. Maybe a swivel. Maybe we could flip these plates on the underside. We could get a slope, like a cheese slope on the front. And then, yeah, so that could go up. We could get a Technic piece. That's essentially our foot. I think we need a 2x6 and we'll need to widen this now. Now that I'm looking at the back feet, we might have to stretch it. Or at least try and work those in. Maybe we'll run 2 1x4s side by side. Something like that. That way the legs go up. But if these are turning in, no, we still need that connection. Oh. So I don't want them to stick out too far. I think I was on something with this. We lay them in closer. Yes. I might need some 2x6s now. And then we'll get some regular 4s up the front. This could be where the pilot's sitting. And then slopes. Slopes 1, probably 4 slopes. 4 or 5, again, dependent on the height. And these lock into place. Maybe they go out with the wings. Maybe they go out, or we make this a crazy 8 studs wide. I think 8 studs wide is too much though. I'm still thinking 4 studs. 4 studs is enough. And then maybe there's a stud connection. Oh, we have those parts. There are axles with a stud connection, but how do we make this foot stronger than that stud connection so it can pop out? Ooh, that's the hard part. Let's see what axles we've got to work with first. The feet are really important for this. So once we've got them working, we can... Oh, let's keep out... Let's grab all the grey plates. We're going to need them all. We're building an army of ints. So something with a stud on the end or an axle on the end. And then we add a plate on the inside. That's it. Use a hinge plate. The ones with teeth could use a hinge plate. The only thing with a hinge plate, there's not a hinge that will... Oh, this might be too strong. There's not a hinge that will fold straight up, is there? Unless we build them on the side. Whereas this, no, we still need to lock it down. Still need to lock it down. How many of those round plates we got? Oh, look, look, look. This is it. Plenty of them in the other tub. So we include a round plate, maybe on top. We want it hidden. Let's not expose everything here. We include a round plate on top to secure it. And then what we could do is sandwich this axle between plates. Does the pinhole sink through? No, it doesn't sink through. All right. So that's still underneath. Doesn't sink through. Oh, why not? What we need is a brick, but I don't think it will sink through that either. One way to find out. Grab grey one, test it. This goes on top. Does it sink through? Nah, it doesn't sink through. Well, it does go through a lot more than it did. But now we're adding bricks to the top that aren't going to push through the ship. We might as well just add regular feet. If we're trying to do something like that, that's not going to work out. Have I ever tried to restore yellowed pieces with hydrogen peroxide? No, I haven't. But it's meant to be a good temporary solution. You're getting the Kessel Run Falcon used, and since it's all white, yeah, definitely some yellowed pieces. Is it safe? Hydrogen peroxide can't... Wait, I can read German. No, that was speaking German. Yeah, I can't read German. No, I can't read a lick of German. I was going to come to my defense for that one clip of me trying to pronounce the German words. I don't know what that was, but I don't think that was reading or... I don't think that was much. Hydrogen peroxide is... Oh yes. Well, there was some words I spotted out, like stadium. Hydrogen peroxide, I think, is an irritant, so you want to be careful when using it. It's pretty safe for Lego. I don't know if it's sustainable long term, but short term, it's pretty safe for Lego. So this being our foot, this being our foot, maybe we could get a brick in and then slope that up. I thought a brick would be too much. I'm now thinking this plate is massive for how big this all is meant to be. A Technic brick with the axle on the side. we can add a slope. We can, oh yes, yeah, we can add a little round slope to the top of this. There's our 3 feet. And this will sink. Does it sink all the way? It does sink all the way. Maybe a plate in front. This is the back end, and we need another brick on the front of it. So 2 plates and a slope. That will be a lot thinner than this 2x4. Almost half the size. I want to change the colors back to white. Oh, that's a brick. You're not meant to be in there. But a whole bottle of that stuff is the same as you buying the parts in new condition. Wait, is it expensive? And you have double the parts and the rest for mocks. What you should do is just replace a handful of them. Just replace a handful of them and make it look worn. Make it look like make the streaks purposeful. Perhaps that's interesting, but it depends because the parts can go for a lot cheaper. So if you get this set on a really good deal, maybe it's worth diving into hydrogen peroxide. I can't say I've used it myself, so I have no idea how difficult it is, because I assume it's definitely not going to be easy. Definitely weigh it up though. Hello there, Mark. Welcome, welcome. So, when these legs are done, oh wait, why don't we put them through this way? Because that way the legs can't be pulled out. That's the furthest they go down. Oh, yes. That's what we should have done. Or, what we could also do is have one of the holes on the bottom. Have it so that it's like the flat piece. But, I think this is good, right? No. No, it's not good. Wow, it's not good. We're going to need those flat ends. Not the ones in here, though. It is so hot. The worst part is, so I've stopped recording through the day now because it's too hot for the devices. The cameras have, you probably noticed it on recent videos, the cameras have started shutting down for the heat. It's a nice thing about these streams in the afternoon. Don't have to worry too much about the heat, but it still gets to me because I've left this axle out. I've put the bag back and not even put it away. Got to make sure it's in sunlight and not raining, and put the tub outside for like a day. Oh yeah, because you need, it's hydrogen peroxide plus sunlight to whiten it. Perfect weather to do it at this point. You put it out in this sun, it's going to come back glowing. You're going to have a glow in the dark, glow in the not dark, glow in the light set. Glow in the not dark. I speak as well Dutch as I do English. Vice versa. So the legs get down. Oh, if we're pushing it up, we're probably going to want to settle with cheese slopes. Oh, cheese slopes, and I'll remove one plate. Cheese slopes, and I could remove both plates. But I'll remove one, keep one plate so that we've got the length. And then a double grey cheese slope. Totally didn't use all those yesterday. Oh, it's black anyway. Why are we working in grey? Let's get some 1x1s out. Why are we working with grey snot bricks? The feet are definitely black. And as this toy is the original, we can't be looking at Empire Strikes Back for any help and say, oh, but the lighting it was shot in. No, this is clearly black feet, black cannon, and a black piston. Black piston on the side. So we're going to need some black 1x2s as well. And probably black axles. I don't think they exist. It's grey or brown. Grey's close enough. That'll do. And then 3 1x2s, right? 1, 2, 3, sweet. Definitely going to check the Bricklink prices and watch some tutorials first. I'm surprised I haven't seen any video. I mean, I don't exactly watch hydrogen peroxide videos, But you'd think that you'd see it more often because of how many models are yellow. Maybe it is because it's just not so expensive, but because of the time that gets put into it. It's so time heavy. It's not a process. It's one of those things that take ages, and you just don't film. You just get it done in the background. I might have to give it a go though. The amount of times I've seen yellowed sets, not great prices. Locally, they're still expensive because they'd come with minifigures that might have the odd good part with them. But there are some good prices out there. I think it'd be a fun thing to do. Not to yellow a set, but if you've got a yellow set, try it out, see what it's like. And the front leg we want hidden, so I'm going to put 2 studs in. I'm going to whack it right there, and that is the base of our int 4. They're the 3 legs. That looks quite cool. I like the way they've shaped up. And then I suppose pressing down on it gives us the height we need on the inside. We need to cover these walls, especially at the back. We need to cover these up without showing any of this. We can have some brackets over the top. Hardest part is trying to include something on the bottom. Maybe the brackets can come down to an extent. Ooh. But they won't be able to cover up the bottom. Do we have any, like, panel pieces would work, and would be able to slap a probably tile on the back, although I do want to get a few more grills that would go around. We could also put brackets on the side. That should work, and then the grills can come inwards, and that's how we secure it. Yeah, let me get something like a snot brick on the back, a 1x2 snot brick. And then that would cover the entire back. Maybe a 2x6. Get a bracket around the edge. Get a bracket around the bottom there. And still give space for the minifigure. That's what we want to do. Grab some corner plates. Now we're working with a bit of a bigger ship. We can run a few of these 2x3s around. And then the front. The front, we need 2 studs. Yeah, the side panels, you know what? The side panels could be a bit further out. Do you remember the Lego ATST set with BB-8 that came without the head? Now we know where the head was. That's what it was. So the Empire actually beheaded. Fun little totally canon fact. The Empire actually beheaded a ton of ATSTs for these ships, and the First Order got the scraps. They got the legs. That is headcanon now. That is exactly what happened. The front builds down, but the rest of it doesn't because of the wings. So if we can find that slope with the indent on the bottom, these ones, with the tile that just hangs out the front. Although we could also get the ones with the stud on the bottom, something like that, and then get a rounded off slope, little 1x1 on the front. We get a few colors in there. 1x1s, no, none of them. No 1x1s. What do we have? On the sides, these slopes can start going up, but I'm gonna grab a angled wedge. I'm thinking of even extending this a little further out, especially at the scale we've got at the minute. Yeah, if we whack this one further out, then we can get one of those hinge bricks. That would work for the feet, but I like the way we've done it. Guessing that I put them away the right place last night. And we'll use black, not many grey ones. This will allow us to leave this foot where it is and not have to worry about it. Potentially even plate out some of the slope bricks. And speaking of bricks, we'll want a snot brick in there for the bracket. Although, we wouldn't want a snot brick in there for the bracket. We'd just want a snot brick in there full stop. And then we'd have, right at the front here, that piston passing through the leg. Oh, that's a good idea. And then bracket, something at the front. Let's grab some 1x2s. Let's use them before we lose them. The de-headed budget fighters. That's putting their head in headcanon. Yeah. And then, yeah, we'll keep those slopes coming up. How tall's this thing looking? If that's where the feet are, we could go at least 5-6 bricks. Maybe this round bit is a 2, but maybe it's a 3x3. Maybe it's a 3x3. Don't know if 3x3 plates or tiles exist. 3x3 might be awkward. Maybe 2x2 is where it's at. And then this side will also need some brackets. We're going to need a ton of them. Could we have whacked a bracket in the bottom there? Would that have been too close? Let's see, light grey or dark grey? The choices. Oh, you're going to go here. And then we've got space for a bar. I like that. That's going to be a good one. And then we'll get some light grey as well. Where? Oh yeah, you're on the side. This is the front. This will also help hold those plates together underneath. We'll need to secure those. And then I said snot brick at the end. So instead of 1x2s, what about a 1x6? Run that along. Yeah, because the slopes aren't going to play nice with the snot bricks. There's no detail up the front, just along the side. 6s. Hey. And then the light grey is going to be hidden by the snot brick. I might even whack a little snot brick and a cheese, something to stop any of the bars rolling out. I'm thinking of doubling this. So that it looks like it goes in. And we're going to need some more of these slopes and some 2x2s. What about that? Did I like the film? I love the film, yeah. I liked the pacing of it. I liked the film story-wise. I thought it was great. But I also liked the way the film was done. Which I think that was, well, the story, I wasn't head over heels for the story in the sequels. I like the comics and how they're trying to build it out. Make it make sense. But the pacing for the sequels, there were some parts that, and I've seen it said with Mando, there was one part in particular that people felt was a bit slow. But with Mando, I felt it was more consistent, especially with the show. It was cool. You watched it today, you love the fight scenes. Some of those fight scenes they were amazing. Yeah, that comes with a movie, I think. If it's an episode, it's a bigger percentage, despite the fact that movies are only 2 hours long and shows are a lot less than, well, Mando's probably 8 hours a season, coming close to almost an hour episode per. But it was solid. Oh, it was good. So good. Oh, that slope's gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? And then we'll build slopes up on top. So I'll need some sort of angle on there. People are saying it's the worst Star Wars film. A lot of people are saying that because I actually recorded a members video. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, maybe I'll edit it and get it out after the stream. Depends how tired I am. But I recorded a members video talking a little bit about that. Nothing new, just, you know, my thoughts on it. And I think I will post that. I think I will, because they're trying to run the numbers and the numbers don't work. And I think there's a bit of panic. There's a bit of panic because on one side you've got the media, of course, being the media, any of you have blogs, this isn't a personal jab. Don't worry about it. I'm sure your blogs are cool, but there's a lot of people out there that are trying to relive The Last Jedi and hating on it just to get comments, you know, or to get people commenting and referring back. And I don't think Mando works that way. There's such a big fan base for Mando. No chance is it the worst, especially with half term coming up. Those numbers are about to be booming in the UK. But I loved it, and it's cool to see some of the theories. I think, well, actually no, because with The Force Awakens, I started coming up with theories, and that's why End of Skywalker Saga and the start of the Mandoverse, we were doing theories on the channel. I loved that. But then I kind of fell out with it. I mean, I stopped watching theories when it got to probably Rogue One before The Last Jedi. There was a lot of content that Disney put out, and the theories were all getting a bit... Not the theories were getting silly. That is the point of theories, right? Theories aren't serious. They're just to mess around a bit, have a little fun. But the theories, the people making the theories, that's it. The people making the theories were getting a bit funny with it. Some of the big channels as well. But with Mando, oh, there's been some good theories coming out of it. I saw the cast as well do a whole video watching reactions or theories and predictions before the movie come out. Some of them were hilarious. There were some good ones in that. Some of it come true as well, which is surprising when someone has a theory that sounds weird and then you watch the movie, you're like, huh, actually it does kind of work that way, doesn't it? That's near enough exact. Like, were they present in the writer's room for this? How do they know? How did they work that out? But also, I am so excited for the Mandoverse because I just finished the second Thrawn Ascendancy book. And I have no idea what that is. The last word of the book, I have no idea what it is. Thinking of it, my hairs are going up on end because I'm so excited for the third book. I'm going to start reading it tomorrow, I think. And, oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get into it because I have no idea whatsoever what to expect. Now that Mando's come from, small screen to big screen, like Disney Plus to cinemas, all that's left is for the clones from the Bad Batch. You know what? I don't want a clone series anymore. I want a clones movie called Clones. No, called Clone Troopers. Nope, called Clones. Clones, a Star Wars story. No, it doesn't have the same ring. What would it be called? Clone Wars. It'd have to be a play on like Clone Wars. It wouldn't be Clone Battles. It'd be like Clone Wars Continued. Clone. Maybe Clone Wars, but it's no longer the war. It's Clone. Clones. I don't know. What would a Clones movie, continuing on from the Bad Batch where we saw a bunch of the clone troopers? I assume we've all seen that by now. Everyone watch Bad Batch. Not a big overlap in Mando and Bad Batch. Not a small one, but it's the animation. A lot of fans of animated series and movies watch the live action. I found that there's not a massive overlap in live action viewers watching the animated series, which I think it's quite hard to watch animation. It's a whole different style. So if you haven't grown up with animated shows, then they're the sort of family members that aren't too big a fan of it. And I can understand why. It is a whole new world. Some of the things that happen in animation, you couldn't dream of in live action. And yeah, if you struggle to get your imagination around. Clone Wars explained like the Battlefront 2 campaign, the OG Battlefront 2. That's a good one. How all clones feel, deal after Order 66. The thing is, they could work that into the movie. I know they've worked it a little bit into... I think Filoni was secretly a Battlefront 2 fan, despite the fact that it come out around the time of Clone Wars. I think it came out around the time of Clone Wars. Because it was just after Revenge of the Sith. I think Filoni was a Battlefront 2 fan. Because that's what they worked into Clone Wars, and I'd love to see a little more of it. That would be awesome. Seeing the, not just the PTSD, that, I think that would be nice representation, but also, we've seen a little bit in Bad Batch. I want to see more of the clones' point of view. Because they didn't get a voice, and you've got two voices arguing for them. I want to see what the clones have to say, though. Is that silver? Never know. You can never be... No, that looks silver, right? Oh, hold on. We got a new camera that can tell the difference between the two silvers. I don't have to look. Oh, dark bluish grey and silver. Oh, this is going to be fun. Yeah, that's dark bluish grey. Come on. Dark bluish grey and dark bluish grey. Okay. As long as it autofocuses back. Cool. Don't need this. Don't think we need much more. We just got a ton of plates to add on top. Oh, there's a little brick pan. I think we told this off now. That's what we need. Morning, Snow Blizzard. After Geonosis, we need a clone series though. Maybe something like Oh, I've just cracked it. I was gonna say maybe something like Visions. We need Tales of the Clones, right? Tales of the Clones can then follow the clones, work in their way, and also speaking of Mando, so where's my book? Well, here we go. All right. I made notes whilst watching Mando of who I believe was Hera, and I've actually seen a screenshot that someone posted. I don't know if it was in a trailer or if I've seen a few videos with thumbnails that definitely weren't in the trailer. And I'm wondering how they've got their images because the movie's not out yet. It's not digital unless, it's probably some like back alley cinema trade-in, isn't it? They're trying to get a copy early. Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Scrap that. But I got Hera showing up in Mando. What I didn't see is that bluey Twi'lek, the greeny bluey one, was, I mean, to be fair, it was like an Ayla Secura blue. It was blue. It was blue. Is it this? Oh, smashed it. All right. There is spoilers for Mando. No, there isn't. Not really. This is more fan theory here. All right, let's go. Numa. I can't believe I remembered their name. I saw someone say that it could be Numa because the Twi'lek, if you zoom in to the image, it looks like they've got these black, they're like arm warmers, leg warmers, but for the Leku warmers. They've got these black Leku warmers on them, no armor or that. And they do have a black or like a dark brown head cover. But someone said it could be Numa, especially with Filoni being a Clone Wars fan, Numa being present in, yeah, definitely more of a green as a young'un and then got bluer as they got older, as she got older. So they could be like look at her dad. Could be more of that color, and it's live action. Filoni's picking and choosing what he actually wants. Yeah, you'd feel like it'd be that color, and then she shows up later and it's still like a greeny bluey, but for live action maybe it was blued a bit more. My headcanon though is that this is the character. This is them. Yes. I don't know if they'd have updated it or anything. Look how blue, especially that Leku. Look how blue that is. Turquoise skin, not blue, not green. A little bit of both. I think it's Numa. That's my headcanon. Fluent in Galactic Basic Standards. Could work for the New Republic. Oh, I'd love to see that. It makes so much sense. I think they would have been credited. I didn't see Numa, I didn't see Hera credited, but they were in the background. So they would be background, you know, background. Seems weird calling them creatures. There's got to be a better word for non-humans. Background characters? Background. Star Wars always uses the word creature, but creature I feel like has to be a lower level of sentience. They have to, like, the Reek, the Nexu, and the Acklay, those creatures from the arena in Attack of the Clones, they're creatures. But for someone like Numa, creature seems just inhumane. I guess they're not exactly humans, but it don't seem right. Same for Thrawn. You wouldn't call Thrawn a creature. That's it. And then what can I get? I can get a bracket underneath these. Or better yet, a snot brick. I think I'm going to whack a snot brick, because that's the furthest the legs can go. And then I can get some sort of bracket or snot brick on the underside. I can't see the back from here, so I'm going to have to get a different image for that. But we've got enough studs to work with. Feet, pull out as high as we need. And I don't think we even need them to go this far. Yeah, a little further in. As long as they're all balanced. The good thing with this is the feet will change if they're landing on a rock. Rather than the ship being at an angle, the foot will just be further up and it will rest on that rock. I'm surprised we don't see that more in Star Wars. Some smart landing gear, but that is also quite awkward to do. Oh, we could use a triangle here. Yes, how many of those do I have? And get some printed plates underneath. Let's see, we've got... This is a fancy one. I don't particularly want to go for fancy. I don't know, because that looks like it comes up and then out and boxes off. So this is just a small section down here. We'll keep fancy out if we need them. That's the one that I wanted though. With all those triangles from Iridia that we still haven't got through. Almost there. And then like a corner plate, or what color? There's a little bit of black. There's a few buttons, green, yellow. Building this on the side would have been fun. We've got a seat in there for our figure, maybe a slope on the back. Ooh, a slope on the back. And then maybe something like this. Maybe we could slope right out the back. Yeah. Slope out the back, and then two little snot bricks on top. Or we include that 2x2. Which one? This one. This one. The 2x2 with the two studs on it. And then we can get a rounded slope or something off. A little black strip or a light grey. The inside of a lot of these Hoth vehicles are light grey. So we just need another slope down there. That'll be another 2x2. We should have a few more. 4 would be awesome. No way we're getting that space. Maybe we can get some panels up the side. But we still need to get that snot brick. Oh yeah, that snot brick still needs to fit in. And this will hold on the back just with an extra stud. One stud ain't cutting it. We need at least 2 to make sure this ain't gonna go flying. We want the ship to go flying, not any of the parts involved. The bar can go through here. Oh, if we've got a snot brick, maybe we have the bar raise up as it folds in. That's going to be fun to work out. So the bar's going to come down, and then as it folds up, it goes in. 2-length bar could fit through that. The Int4 is definitely an interesting video. Loved using them in Star Wars Commander. I didn't realize they were in Star Wars Commander. I used to love that game. And then earlier today in my research, I found out it was cancelled in 2020. I think it's the same as Tiny Death Star. If you've got it on your phone, you can still run it. But how many people still have old apps on their phone? Because most people have probably updated their phones at some point. I've still got it. I've still got Tiny Dev Star. Yes. All right, I should close that down. Otherwise, I'm gonna get distracted and end up having a streaming Tiny Dev Star. It's not a fun game. It's very tycoon level based, but it's still fun to play from time to time. And yes, I do still play Tiny Dev Star. Of course I do. What else would I be doing in my free time? Reading Thrawn. No, Thrawn. The book that I've just finished is my March book. So I can't remember what my April book was. My April book wasn't Thrawn because it was going to be a break. But what was I going to be reading? In April was going to be Heir to the Empire. Wait a sec. This is... Oh, no. It was going to be... Oh, yeah. So March, Greater Good. I can check that off. And Lesser Evil's the next one. I think there's going to be more evil at the start. Oh, I'm excited for it. If you haven't read the Thrawn books, I highly recommend checking them out. So for the side here, we need some printed panels. Oh, the ending of that. I still don't know what to make of it. Wonder if LEGO will do a battle pack with a smaller Int 4 with a remnant stormtroopers. That would be cool. I don't see anything else making a battle pack. And I do think an AT-AT needs a battle pack. I'm a big believer of needing battle packs. Otherwise, how else are you going to fill them? Plus, in the short we saw, in the reveal for the AT-AT, the LEGO put out, not the official set, the video that we watched, they didn't have any regular snowtroopers, which there were regular snowtroopers in these AT-ATs. So they can be included alongside the snowy ones, and you've got your different figures. Probably another AT-RT trooper. That would be quite cool. That is a helmet that I'd love to get a few of. Wait, hold on. Do I only have one? We could add a little gauge on the side. Yeah, this looks good. And we could actually get a 4x4 plate of some kind in there. No warning stripes though, and the one that came in the battle pack, the 1x4. I've already got 1x2s out. I suppose we're going to need some controls in the middle. Let's see what 1x2s. Still works. Know that towards the end of Commander, a lot of people felt they'd been ripped off as they cut the costs. Yes, that's something that still to this day, it's odd when companies do. I was playing Droid Tycoon, and every time I've logged on to Droid Tycoon, they've made it easier to get certain things. It's interesting because it welcomes a load of newer people, but I remember the heartbreak, Battlefront 2. Me and a mate spent so long getting Vader. It must have been about a month unlocking Vader. It felt like a month unlocking Darth Vader for them to just run an update and give it out for free. We got one night of playing Darth Vader before everyone else got him. And when they made all the characters free, well, you know, Vader wasn't special anymore. Anyone could be Vader and everyone was trying to be Vader. Oh, that sucked. That was not a good move for Battlefront 2. I will never forget that. But yeah, it's hard to meet in the middle because if you don't do something like that, then you get a lot less people playing anyway. Because they've missed out on certain events or something they can't get. But yeah, that's fair. That is fair. That's probably why I stopped playing it, actually. I feel like I did buy a few things, and I used to be a sucker for those like £1 things or 79p, and it's like, oh, it's only 79p. Yeah, that 79p adds up. That 79p probably could have got me a UCS set if I stopped spending it. I probably saw them reduce some of the unlockables in there, not the money ones, the level up to unlock sort of things, and was like, I've got an excuse to stop spending. And then stopped spending. Let's see, slopes going up. We're going to need some bricks. We still need those snot bricks at the back. Where are those droidicas? In light grey. Let's keep the theme because I might add a dark grey panel in front. Or snot bricks. No, not snot bricks. Oh, the snot bricks. Slopes. Not snot bricks, slopes. And then... Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We need some studs. Slopes, studs, snot bricks. That's something I should always have out when I'm doing anything with Lego, because we always end up needing them. We need at least 10 remnant snowtroopers in a battle pack. I'd love to see a droid carrier sort of thing. Just of snowtroopers. Lego would never, but if we get... I think we will get at least minimum 2. If we're getting 2 pilots, I'd say 3 snowtroopers in the AT-AT. I suppose there's no scouts as well. So they could do warlord, pilot, pilot. And normally we only get 1 or 2 troopers. I think they've got to push for 3. I think they've got to go 3. Minimum 3. And then we'll get a battle pack with maybe 4. 4 seems like a big ask from Lego, but they can do it. They can definitely do it. Is a Doral going to fit there? Or do we need a fraction of a stud more? Wait, Doral fits perfectly, right? Yes. I thought a Doral was half a stud. Is it not? Because that's not half a stud, is it? That's 1 plate on its side. Let's do some quick Lego math. If we've got these like so, do these not meet up in the middle? Oh, wait. Move you across. They don't. That's why they work with jumpers, because they're not perfect. Dorals don't meet up in the middle. Let me show the gap. Look, you can see right through it. There's a gap. We could use that to hold up a background of a display. You can get a thick piece of card through that. Noted. See, 20 what? 20. Let's round it off. 20 years into playing with Lego, and I'm still finding these weird things out. As if I've not touched it before. Or at least not as much as I have. Alright, that's 1 further up. And then we'll double plate it. We could have another snot brick on the top as well. I think that'd be beneficial. Unless we can get a blaster clip somewhere on the back. We also need something to solidify the back. Oh, we're not going to have the space to do it with that. Maybe I'll run a snot brick up the side. Then I can get a bracket. Oh no, we needed a bracket on the top of there as well. So a bracket looking down on the back here. No, on the side like that. Ooh. That would fix the issue if we just have a corner plate at the top. Let's see how stable that is. And we'll whack another undertale. We'll whack another little Mouldie chocolate button in grey. Because it ain't a nice looking chocolate button. One of these, the Mouldie chocolate button. Oh, fitting with the channel. I don't know why grey is what I assign with mold, but I guess it is. And then no, you're still not fitting in, are you? Still not, because you're in system. You're in system, but that makes it awfully hard for any of this to fit. Oh wait, we could get a whole brick. We get a snot brick in there. Come. What colours have we got? We got this one and then a plate next to it. That's what I'll do. I'll slot that on the top bracket. It still would be nice to have something holding it up down here. So if we've got a second one, because the minifigure can fit arms forward. If we have a second one, or we include another little guy. We didn't end up including any of these. We include a little guy and then a snot brick looking out the back. And we can base our entire back just off that. We wouldn't need to fill in these sides. That way the bar can go as the bar needs to. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We're getting somewhere with it. Maybe 3 snow troopers, 1 ATRT driver, or 1 commander. I think the commander would be a good one. The non-driver one. The one that's in AT-AT2. And I assume there's one in the third one, but we don't see that. Oh, wrong snot brick. Yeah, they've got similar armor. I think the commander has similar armor to the AT-RT driver, but for some reason, LEGO have kept that helmet mold in the Scarif Trooper, in the tank driver, in the Imperial transport pilot for Vader's castle. They've kept it in one set at any time, or like one. I suppose the Scarif Trooper was in a few, weren't they? They were on the Scarif beach. I think the Scarif Trooper came out in a few sets, but they've kept it quite rare. Don't know if it's been done on purpose. Usually I don't think LEGO notice these sort of things, but it's odd how rare that helmet design is, or how uncommon it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if LEGO try and keep it that way and just keep the helmet in the AT-RT attack, because that's what's going to make people pick that up on clearance, going to make them pick it up while it's on sale or at a price that they think's good. All right, there we go. One more plate, and then some like door rails and that sort of stuff on it. Also, because we've now got a snot brick there, we could get a bracket. The bracket wouldn't work, would it? So no point trying to squeeze a bracket in there or a snot brick. And I'm really leaning towards that snot brick right now. Just have to get some 1x3s along the bottom here. I don't think we need any more studs around the back though. I think this is cool. We can add some more snot bricks and maybe even get some brackets if we need. We got these corner plates, which do a wonder for filling out the side. And we've still got the gap for the bar. I'm thinking of just including cheese slopes up here. Maybe doubling up with these. Yeah. And then sloping off the side. It's all grey, right? There's actually some red and yellow stripes which we could represent. We could get a little, a yellow, red, yellow. How fun does that look? Because it's going to be covered by the wing. Speaking of, we forgot the actual wing connection. How's the wing going to connect if we don't have that wing connection at all? Yeah, we'll have to add that underneath the middle. And that will go right here. That will be some sort of bar connection. Yellow. Do I have a brighter yellow? Not a tan. This sort of yellow. And then a red, a proper red. We don't have a sand red, do we? LEGO haven't made... Oh, wait, LEGO have made sand red a colour. It's a very uncommon colour, but it is still a colour, so it counts. It counts indeed. And come on, there's got to be one more in here. I have to get another tub, don't I? Right, let's see what this looks like before we go digging. Yellow, red, yellow. And the black bar hidden behind. All of this covered by a wing. Yeah. Okay. Does a bar fit through? Does a 3-length black bar fit through? Yep. It does indeed. We need to find the connection to the actual wing, but we've got our bar. When that goes through, it's almost entirely covered. Got to be careful with what we add now. And we'll add something. We could clip it into the wing, actually. And then make sure it's got enough space to angle down. Thanks for hanging, Snow. May the bricks be with you. Hello there, Moon. Would be nice if they released a Scarif Trooper Battle Pack. Oh, that would be good. Yeah, the ATRT is definitely a shelf warmer. I agree there. Can't believe about 6 years ago, the same set would be about 40 Aussie dollars, while the ATRT's double. I was going to say it's like 40 quid in the UK. I think it is. Yeah, 39.99. So, ouch. That is a sting to the bank. Oh, there's another yellow. See me getting another tub. Almost missed that. Yeah, the ATRT is expensive, and I haven't looked at building it. Hopefully we can have a little look at putting it together later today, but I'm not sure we'll find 40 quid's worth, especially because it is like a battle pack. You compare it to the Siege of Mandalore battle pack and it's not too different. Let's bring up, if I search Mandalorian, they should both pop up. Mandalorian battle pack, there's the ATRT. Come on, there it is. If you look at both of these, there's a size difference. There is a size difference. You've got your cannon. You've got your cannon. This is 2 big pieces, raising it up. So you get rid of those, you plunk it down. I suppose you could then also say, like, get rid of the plate underneath. But then you've got your ATRT, which is a bit blown up, whereas this is minifigure scale. It feels like the set started off the same. We've got less troopers. I think you whack at least 2 snow troopers, it goes down better, because then you've got some troopers and you'd need someone to man this Hoth turret, which I don't know why Lego added that. I don't know why Lego added that and didn't just have this as, this could have been a £9 set, really. If they held back on a few of the smaller pieces, like these 1x1s that are a bit bumpy, get rid of them 1x1s, and I think you could see it being maybe a $12.99 set, just the ATRT Walker. Add a few figs and it's a battle pack still, but 40 quid is, that's painful. That's painful, 40 quid. Can't believe they're thinking of doing it to us. It's not good. Oh, what if I do a 3 there? Add a little slope or something in, maybe a 2 full fit, maybe a 2 full fit, or I keep up the 1x1s and get some dark bluish grey ones in there. Maybe that's what we need. Oh yeah, this has got to be angled down, and I'm thinking when we add another slope, that's when I bridge across for the cannon. Get that cannon in the front. Maybe that means I need a 1x2 tile on there. 1x2, maybe an ingot on the bottom. What's this look like again? Ingot on the bottom, perhaps. And then a 1x1. How many dark grey ingots? Got a load of light, I can see that, yeah. Couple more if I need. And then 1x2. Should have a few. There's 1. There's 2 actually. Try and keep it up with the slopes, but the bottom's not quite there. Then any way we can keep this out, or can we lock this below the next plate? If I have one of these, yeah, this is how we do it. So I add probably a stud. Oh, a brick underneath. I might add a stud to it. I'm thinking 1x2 brick. What's up with the foot? I've pushed it in. Didn't mean that. How easy is it if I was to hold it like the top has been built? Not too difficult. Bit difficult because I've got nothing to grab. But not too difficult. It needs to be rethunk. Yeah, we could include brackets over the side and then get some snot bricks going out the back. We need some actual slopes to fill in the outsides of that. Maybe another bracket on the side. That could be coming down from the top. Just the single slopes here. And we'll finish it off with... Oh, we'll finish it off with quite a big slope. I'm going to assume a 2x6 doesn't exist in slopes. Or does it? 1x2's in there. Could even get a bracket down the front. Just something to protect this. Or, what about those round bricks? Did they have holes in the side? Yes. Yes, they did. Holes for Technic? Oh, yeah. So that'll work as well. And that'll just stop our Fig from bumping into them. Or a headlight brick. Ooh. Or, that's what we need. We need a headlight brick. Just recessed further in. That's what we need right now. What colour? A load of black ones. I think we used some of them yesterday. Let's keep that up. Or it was grey. A load of those too. And this will support our slopes. I'm hoping to get some plates further back and stop crushing the feet. And then, what, 2 studs and like a 1x4, either a tile, either a 1x4 tile, or we hook a figure under a display. Also, we might just need 1 plate here, in which case we can get a slope. Or one of those little dishes, one of the controls on the underside. So, yeah, well, no, corner, that will be it. 1x1 stud with a corner plate that will go up and maybe have a slope coming around. Now let's hide a green piece in here. We don't use green anywhere near as much as we should. Not for the channel. And then do you still sit around the leg, or are you against it? You're against it, aren't you? So it is going to be 2 studs and probably a tile. Probably a tile. Right, do you need support? Because we can whack a snot brick in there if you want a bit of support. We've got some snot bricks. We've got white, we've got brown, we've got what? Red. Ooh, red would be a nice one. Now we're working with colour, yes. This might be in too secure now. Come on. Leave those ones behind. Because we want some red in there. Just stops this bracket having too much pressure on itself. Release a bit of the weight. But still keep everything together. Yeah. That's what we need. Did I flip it? No. They are the right side. That helps when you're building an Int 4. You don't want to have the wings on backwards. And now it's solid. Still got the space for the bars. Let's go. Oh, how much higher? Well, let's work out this bottom first. Another stud. And a 1x4 at least. I'm thinking 2x4. And Lego would have a sticker. I might raise the controls or get the controls on the side. One of the two. Because now we can still get a figure down there. I'm thinking even get a slope right down that base. We've got some grey ones. Just to stop this tile from pressing in. Oh no, we can't, because that's where the axle is. Well, we can't get it in there. Let's get some cheese slopes on the side. 1x2s would be perfect right now. Not that the drawer understands. Oh, wait, greys. We said light bluish grey. We didn't say dark. We definitely said light. And that will lock the 2x4 in place. That will protect the whole front section, and we can still have the figure laying back. Despite the fact that we've kind of filled this bit out. It was a necessary change. Ooh, okay, it wasn't as necessary as I'd make it out to be. But so far, we've got a solid chunk of the build. We can't get any of the corner plates. We need some sort of a 1x3 to run in here. Because these brackets are also different angles to here. So I think this is where we block it out. Get the 1x3 brick in. Have maybe another slope or two. And then we can build up the back to match. So plates, yes, another green stud would work nicely. And then this is where the blaster's going to be. Is this where the blaster's going to be? I am thinking it's a bit wider than it is tall. So we'll lock this in place. Oh no, do you not lock in place? Wait. Why do you not lock in place? Okay, I could add another 1x4. A little lower. Don't know if we'll get the snot brick directly on top. That will kind of lock you in place. We get a space for a little pistol in there. Yeah, that's good. And then snot brick with a jumper. Just a 1x2. I don't know if that... Oh, if we're using a snot brick, let's get light bluish grey. See, we could go with a 4. But because of this slope bit down here, we could slope that out. We could get a cheese slope. I think that would counteract the angle and make it look flatter than it already is. Let's see what a cheese slope does. Might not work, might work. One way to find out. All right, it's definitely not flat, but it's also approaching our snot brick. So we want this to lock in. We want this to lock in and get a 1x2 behind it. We should, oh, I've got the 1x2s here. Should have had a look for a dark bluish grey. You could say we've already used the 1x1. There's always more space for more cheese. A 1x2. Yeah, and then a jumper. Jumper straight on top. Thought we already had the jumpers out. No, I was gonna grab a handful of jumpers. I didn't know if I'd need them. Jumper on top. Beautiful. Look at that connection. That is a nice connection. It's looking like we're making a gorilla though. It looks like a big gorilla, a little big gorilla, but it does look a bit gorilla-fied. We're gonna have to de-gorilla it and get some more slopes up top. So the top of this, I'm gonna add an ingot. If in doubt, whack an ingot on it. It will look good. And it works. It really does work. If you've got a few exposed studs you want to cover, add an ingot. And suddenly it fits. And then we'll get a slope up with the visor, which should be roughly minifigure head height. I have an Alex here. No need for any questions on the matter. Yeah, maybe it's even a little taller than that. And then we'll get the slopes up to the top. Does mean we need a red window. Ooh, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do the red window? So slopes. Needs something to support. Let's rock again with these plates. Because they can rest on... Are they resting on this 2x4? Oh, just below. No, not what we wanted. Can we get a bracket? No, the bracket would get in the way of... Yeah, the bracket's definitely going to get in the way. Oh, that's clearing it. Oh, hold up. No, let's not overcomplicate this. We could get a bit of support underneath, but we'd have to rearrange that 2x4, which looks good at the minute. Instead, we'll get a 4. Let's get some more green studs. Nice bit of green in a Star Wars build. It's where it belongs. Well, can't press down on it. And then yeah, we need something to prop you up. We need a slope here with a 1x3 and then a 1x2, which we've still got those buttons on the outside. Maybe it's not a 1x3 brick. Maybe we make our own 1x3 and we have the colors. We have red Then we do green and we get some, they've got some stripes. I think we do black 1x2s in between. I know we've got a load of grey. I think we do black 1x2s where there's a button. Actually, we don't have a lot of black. Nor do we have a lot of... let's go with it. This is all our black 1x2s. So we've got a button. Actually, this should be white. Maybe the stripes are white. Not that I've got more white 1x2s. I might have more white jumpers. Or more black jumpers. And then colourful ones. Let's get some transparent red, green, yellow. Don't know about green. Red, and that's definitely green. I'll grab a blue. And we'll have to use our imagination. Maybe a blue and a yellow. Blue and a yellow make green. And that's another red on top. I'm going to swap it out for an orange. Make it as colourful as can be. And then we said white, didn't we? White jumpers though. Or black jumpers. I think jumpers is a great idea. When I've got so many plates that I need to keep secure. So I want a slope right on top. So this should probably be on a 1x2 size. Oh wait, jumpers aren't going to fit the 1x2. No, my plan. What about ones? How many ones do I have in here? All right. Corners aren't needed. Twos, same likewise. These are very much needed. These the same. Let's see how many ones we can get. So this is red. That needs to be white. Or black. Definitely need. That's purple. that's not white or black. Purple. What? All right, white stud. White stud for the logo. Or some sort of button. And we do need the wing to cover this up. We've got to keep that in mind. We don't want... That's why I'm trying not to use brackets. We've already used brackets. But these are going to stick further out. So we can get an extra plate down there, which will be the hinge bar connecting. Then something a little stripy with our blue. And there's going to be a slope brick on here. Oh, I don't think we'll be able to fit the orange on top. I think we dropped the blue. I think we skip to yellow so that we can still get that orange above, because that's going to be met with a slope. And that's our brick. That's our brick for the side of the inn. 1x3s to a 1x2. All right, perfect. Visor coming out the top there. And... oh yeah, we've got the pile of the bricks. A yellow and an orange. Happy to see a few more yellows that aren't cracked. A transparent yellow is... it's not as fragile as the darker ones. You don't hear anywhere near as much about it. But it is still a fragile colour. We need 2 plates around here. I'm thinking those 2x2s, we still got those. Still got the... did we get the 2x2s or did we go with the circle pieces? Maybe we whack a little bracket in place of the 2x2s. Oh no, we need that stripy brick. We had a grill. So I might expand these because that's 1, 2 and another brick. I might expand these to a 6. Get these going higher. We don't need them all the way, do we? We just need them right at the top. So bottom plate gone. We'll have a little indent for them. That's where the bars go in. All the way down, right? Still want you to be flush with the rest. And I'll do the same on the other side in a second. So that is the height that our roof layer is going to be connected at. And I think our roof layer is going to be about a brick wide so we can get the clips in the back. Do we get shiny ones? Do we stick? I think we've used dark bluish grey. We stick with dark bluish grey. Get some slopes up the front. And that visor. It's not going to be easy. especially if we keep using these 1x slopes up the side. We need a few more connections across there. This could have been even lower. Ooh. Could have been even lower. Some sort of saucer. We could connect, so that seems pretty flush. That should be a plate then. That's flush with the slopes. That should be a plate. And we should connect some sort of 4x4 jumper plate. We've used plates before. Let's see if we've got a jumper in grey and black. Oh, we've got one of those holy stud ones. We need a stud on these ones though. Go on. Oh yeah, we definitely need a stud. Brown. Light bluish grey. Come on, dark. Come on, no. I'm not seeing any of it. So, we'll do a black jumper on a grey plate. For the same effect without that 1x1 in the middle. And that's how we'll start it off. Go on. Fit, please. Oh, kind of surprised that fit so, not easily, but so well. Like that just slid into place. No bending, no breaking. And it doesn't look too fragile, thankfully, because that was my big concern. We've got a 1x1 in the side there. You know what we're missing? We're missing that big round dome thing off the side. Oh, forgot about that. That's meant to be around here as well. Oh, let's see what we got on that 1x1. If we've got any brackets that will slide in. And perhaps a dish or a plate. Yes. I'm thinking dish. And slide in place. Grey dish. Definitely ain't any brighter. I don't think it's a light bluish grey. And it's a grey dome though with a little something underneath. That little something we ain't got. Maybe there is a little lighter. Let's stick with the one. And hopefully whack this inside that 1x3 we just made. Right next to the red. Hopefully it don't cover up much. I don't think it does. I don't think it covers up. No, it doesn't cover up much. One higher though. One higher would work. One higher would also almost center it with the rest of the display. I think it's these 1x3s. Get them out of here. Let's get some 1x2s instead. Again, I'll match it up to the other side in a minute. The main thing right now is getting it to work on one side. Yes. So it's not exactly centered. I think it's half a plate lower than the center. So you'd need to move it up by 1/4 of a plate to center it. But we're not getting that measurement. We're not getting that measurement at this size. But that's it. That's the one. We've managed to brick build this little plate display as well. We'll just cap it off with a 1x1, and I think that's where the roof has got to be, because this dish can't be any lower. So this, I'm thinking of even whacking a cheese slope up to it. This could be a snot brick. See, that's in system. A cheese slope would go too high. But we could plate it out. We could get maybe 2 plates in there. And then something on top. Maybe we get some slopes. Yeah, that's it. It needs to stick out more, doesn't it? It needs to be sticking out almost here. Can we fit plates there, or does it need to be one higher? Don't mind one higher. I don't like the idea of one lower though. So 1 by 2. And then nothing on the top, nothing on the bottom. We'll get like a tile or something on the top. Or bricks. Bricks will be clearer. And I like the red from the outside, but we're going to have to plate something off back here. We're going to have to get a 1 by 4 brick, I'm thinking. Yeah, 1 by 4 brick. And then we tile that. This is looking tall. That's looking taller than one plate on top. Oh, it isn't. It isn't. It's just that plate's looking tall. We get a 1 by 4 brick behind. We then smack some tiles on top. One of those 2 by 2 seats that I'm meant to put on the inside. And still haven't got out. Let's fix that now. In dark bluish grey for the outside. And what, brown seat on the inside for our warlord. Yeah, brown seat will do. Don't think the warlord's got a bigger head than Steve. They'll fit in that. Let's get that brick, slope that off, and then grab some. Oh, we might need to tile off the whole thing actually, with how wide that comes out. That's a wide cockpit. We don't have a red 2 by 4. Lego, can you get on that? Whenever you're ready. 2 by 4. That'll be a good piece. We've got, oh, that's a nice one. It's one of those masonry 1 by 4 brick. I don't even know what set I got that from. Don't have many. I will be using it. There's the sight on the inside. I think we get rid of the green because that's too visible. Let's swap that out for a 4 and a 2. I picked up not a 4, I think it was a 3. And then brick on top. Yes. Solid. Leg, you stay out. And Fig still fits, right? Fig still fits. You can even get a little jetpack on there. Let's cap that off with a tile. Start rounding up the roof. So the roof I want to be able to open, get a figure on the inside. And that's why I'm tiling off this front, because I think this whole roof section will come up and go back. That means we need to support the back. And it also means we're probably only supporting it with one brick going across. That should be all we need if we get... See, the arms are going to catch. The arms are going to catch. We need slopes on there. So that's a 1 by 2 slope. That's easy, I would say. Could even get a plate down for security. Could get a plate down, then we can whack brackets over the side. We could whack brackets around the back. But right away, I'm going to grab... Oh, that's 2 1 by 6s. That might be overkill. Because right here is where we could get some slopes down. Wait, do we have any more slopes? Because I've been running through these for this shit. Yeah. We've got a few more. So same indented slopes, because the arms are going to hit these and run right down the front, which is exactly what we need. We don't want the arms hanging around. And then we can get some snot bricks for those brackets. I'm going to whack them on the outside and potentially even just slope off the back or add a brick to it. We don't need much on the back there. We just need a load of tiles, and to get some engines. We need engines on the back of this. I do have a few shots if we can't find a nice 360 model. And then a like 1 by 2s, probably 1 by 2 bricks. Just slot the gaps that we've got left. Let's see if we've got any more masonry bricks. Any sort of 1 by 2s will do. Oh, that's a fancy one. Oh, that's a fancy one. The little wooden texture 1 by 2. That might be too good. Said any bricks. I didn't realize they were in here. Oh, a ton of good bricks in here though. A few masonry. Not a lot of dark bluish grey, a lot of light bluish grey. So maybe that is what's needed. A few masonry bricks on the side. And again, getting that light bluish grey inside the dark bluish grey model might just work really well. Covering it up with a bracket. Do we still got those around? No brackets hanging. All right, we'll grab. Should be dark bluish grey. Do we have any left? There's one. There's two. Really need a draw cam. And then I think these are maybe another grill. Maybe another grill. I like the colors peeking through. I didn't notice that red. That's good for the stripes. Maybe a door rail here too. Dark bluish grey. Not silver. That top one's silver. Dark bluish greys. Perfect. And then I'm thinking even ingot. Maybe a tile. We've used a few ingots here. Too many ingots is going to make the other ingots not look as good. So we'll grab a tile. Or a jumper. Ooh. A jumper. No, we've already got the studs on the front as well. Ooh, 2x4. Don't mind if I do. Really thinking about a panel on the front there. But we need to secure these into another brick. So we're going to need to run something along the top. I'm thinking of a headlight brick with a 1x1 in it. Or a snot brick with a handle. Oh, a headlight brick with a handle. Or do we have any other specialized 1x1s? A load of snot bricks, a load of handles. We got Technic bricks. I don't think we need any Technic bricks. Not right here. We got snot bricks, headlight bricks. A few more brackets as well. Right, next snot brick I find, we'll use that one. I've got one of each of them in my hand. Next one I find out of these two is the one that I'm using. Oh wow, so many dark bluish grey pieces. We've got slopes, we've got all sorts. Where's the snot bricks gone though? Oh look, new entry. A plain 1x1 brick. I'll add that to the mix for fun. A load of good parts. But only one of each 1x1 apparently. Right, that's the regular 1x2. Imagine there's only one of each. Oh no, there isn't. There isn't. It's the regular 1x1 snot brick, so we'll use that one. No, we'll keep you down here. You're a handy draw. Don't mind that. So just the regular 1x1. And I like the idea of adding that 1x1 tile. If not to the outside, maybe the inside. But I did like it for the outside. By the roof, and then we never built the other side. We never finished building the other side. That 3 was a 2. Let's see what I remember. That 3 was a 2, and we changed something else. We changed, what did we change? Oh wait, are we covering that one? No, built this backwards. We didn't cover the one. We covered the other side. The cover side, and you need to be outwards facing, and then the slopes that I probably used on top, that was probably meant for the back end here. Oh, that was the other thing. This and a grill. See, I felt like I got that grill as well. Did I not get that grill? Did we swap out that ingot for a grill? I definitely got another grill. Maybe I used it. It was around though. I know I wasn't seeing things with that. Yeah, get rid of that double stack. Wait, I've been putting 3s in 4s and 4s in 6s. That's how it begins. Oh, I like the recession for that. It might be too much. It might be too much with the pieces around it. It's nice though. Never need an exposed panel overcomplicated like this. Yeah, that's better for this. Making sure it sticks out past the tile on top, and then I think I tile it straight off. Maybe because we're working with clips on the back, and the clips will probably be on these studs here. Maybe I don't tile it off. Maybe I plate it out and then I tile off the back, because that way I can get some actually I can get some 4s running along here and a 6 along the back. 6 feels a bit too much. Maybe get something special in the corner. Oh no, if I'm gonna want 1x2s along there, I can't get that 6 along the corner. 1x1s then. And then I'll get some corner tiles. We'll work something out, because I have a feeling this middle piece is gonna have to be it's gonna be like a brick. I had a regular 1x2 as well. No, maybe we use the fancy one. Maybe we use the fancy one and I get a chi slope on that. Yeah, where did that chi slope go? That 1x2. No, did I put that back as well? What am I doing? I should have kept that one out. At least I know there's a 1x2 cheese in it. Probably a few. Probably quite a few. You're too big to go on top by quite a margin, I'd say. Unless we put you at the back and then we have a wedge on top. No, I still think you're too big. I do like the idea of having that wedge on top though. Right, what we got? So we could include a roof up there. We could angle off these side bits. Let's get some hinges in, because the parts that I want are these ones, these clips. We can secure these down with a tile. Hello there. There we go. Oh, no, come on. You know you want to see it. That one, the 1x2 with a clip. And that will clear about a 4x4 space. Yeah, we'll get some. We could clip something on the back that will then open up. But that just feels a little extra. Nothing wrong with being extra, but let's try to actually get something down. Could do a full-length bar across again. Let's go with black, and then we'll just make sure to cover that with grey. So 2 of these in like so, and then thinking something like that, but we're gonna need a we're going to need a 2x4 and some door rails, aren't we? Yes. And then that wedge will go on top. And we'll slide a button underneath. We'll slide a button underneath the door rails. We don't want them popping off mid-flight. Hatch flying open. Driver flying out. No thank you. Not in a vehicle I'd step into. And of course, we're going with dark bluish grey. Has to be. That fits on top of the fig. Everything's fitting in right. We just need to add this other side. When I feel like they're saying, oh no, snot brick on top. That's what it is. Snot brick on top, 1x1 tile, plenty. I know you're in here. Let's go fishing for one. Yes. All right, snot brick on top. Get those slopes in, 2 of them, because we nicked the other one. It's the point where I've realised I'm out of slopes. Oh no. plenty. I think I could build another one of these with the parts we've used. Some parts I'd have to dig around for, but we get them eventually. And this is the missing side. All secured in with a 1x4. Same as the feet for the Skyhopper yesterday. And then another clip on the other side. Yeah, I should clear those up in a minute. I didn't get the other clip out. Right on top. And then the tiles. Right, the whole back end needs to be, it should be as tall as some of these other sections. Easy to lift you up. So we can tile out the back and include one of these, right? They don't get in the way of the figure. One of these. You can still fit the jetpack inside. You might have to remove that to fit any jetpacks, backpacks. So you could hide a pistol in there as well. Perfect. Okay. Do we not have any 1x5s? Oh, we do. I'm going to use a 1x5 instead and run a 1x6 tile along it, because I don't think that we'll get a... I don't think we'll get a 1x3, 1x4, I think it would be. I don't think we'll get a 1x4 up the side. Feet can go down while we're pressing on tiles. Otherwise, we're asking for trouble. And the final thing I'm going to do is swap out those bar connections for ones that are in dark bluish grey. Colour match them. Get them looking the same colour. And that will complete the top of this build. Then we just got to focus on the engines and the turret. And hope that there's time to put together an AT-RT. Oh, yes. There should be time. Right. We're going to need these tiles. We don't need half of this for the AT-RT, I don't think. Although, dark bluish grey, I suppose we're not going to need bricks, are we? We are going to need plates. Let's see what we've got in those, in that drawer. This one specifically. I'm seeing on top already, there's one. Come on. Hopefully this ain't too loud in the mic. Quite satisfying though, right? Give me that 1 bar. Me when I'm trying to connect the data out and about. Give me that 1 bar. Where's that 1 bar? Ooh. It ain't here. Is it there? Yeah. Hey, there it is. Yes, thank you, Draw. You have been very useful, and you might actually get sorted one day. That is a promise. I hope. It is. I will get around to sorting it eventually. All right, now we've got the blaster, the engines. I feel like there's something I'm missing. The wings. Oh, the wings. Of course, the wings. Feel like there's something I'm missing. Really? No. I don't think there is. Blaster, I want a 1x1, but I want a 1x1 with a hole in. Oh, we've got the 2 plate. Because it's got a square base of the nose. But it does have that bar shape. And then we'll run a 4 length. I don't think it's big enough for anything bigger than a 4. Black stud with a hole in. To be that little sticky out bit. And then could even get a little candle. Actually, scratch that. I am going to use a candle. Because we can get a 2 length bar. Candle, where's the bars? 2 length bar. And then a cone somewhere on the end of that bar, and this will be the turret. How far does it stick out? Pretty far. So we might need a 1x1 with a hole in it for the cone. Where's those 1x1s that I've seen so many times? Trying to hide away from us now. Black cone. Beautiful. No, that goes on too far. So I'm going to get that 1x1 stud that I threw away. Where'd you go? That's not the one. That's not the one. Oh, that one. There we go. And then that will connect without pushing the tip fully on. And that is our turret. That's looking pretty cool. So, wings, we wanted those bar elements are just put away. But we want them to be offset. Thank you. Thank you. It is feeling like it's looking good as well. I'm enjoying this one. We want them to be offset. I'm going to include flashback to yesterday when I included 2 offset clips, which just reset where they were positioned, which wasn't offset whatsoever. We need it to stick out a little more. We need it to stick out more than it does right now. Oh no. Make sure that's secure. We need it to stick out more than it does. So maybe we need the longer clip elements. The 1x2s with the clips, 2 separate ones, but we should be able to secure them just like these. Yeah, I don't think we need these ones. We do, however, need some sort of bar handle. So I'll keep that in mind. Cheese slopes, your favorite food, especially the yellow ones. Usually I'd say the blue ones are my favorite. Cheese slopes, gotta be yellow. Dark yellow as well. Proper mature yellow cheese slopes. They're the best ones. And let's lock that in right now with a... Let's get 2 2x4s. It's going to fill up the base. This is purely for security. This isn't for anything else. It's definitely not helping the design of the ship, but it's helping the feet close in. So it might be helping the design of the ship. And you can press on the whole thing without it breaking. There's a quick unintentional test. And now they're unaligned, so I actually might line them up this side. Nope, I'm not going to do that because they don't fit. And then get some wedges on top. We'll see what wedges fit on the side. We're mainly going angled up here. So I'm thinking 3x3, and then we'll build out a wing on top. If we've got the 3x3s right. 3x3, and I'll include one on top of... One on top? No. I think 3x3, and I include those funky wedges we were trying to work in. Ooh. Oh, what are you on? I think it's just the way the bars are. Let's see how the rest of the slopes would work. Because we should be able to get a 2x2. No, we don't even have 2x2s, do we? 2x3. Up the top. Yeah, we've got the top that opens so easily. I'm going to have to include something on the top to get the figure inside. And then this should stick one further out so that it closes in. And I'm thinking of a 4x6, and we whack an engine on the top of that. So that's over the top. Wait, I got 6 of these? Why'd I get 6? That wasn't on purpose. 6. Such an odd number as well. Why 6? And then maybe a 2x6, because I want the engines to stick out. And if we go with a 4, this is going to be sticking out past the engines. So I'm going to grab a 2, no, not a 2x6, a 2x3 and a 3x3 on top. And we'll secure that with a plate running up. in grey. So 3 by 3 on top. And we'll need probably a 2 by 4 and to get some different shapes for the engines. But the engines are going to be at the front. That's where this is. Maybe cheese slopes. Cheese slopes for the engines, or we could add some brackets. We could add one bracket there and get some funny shapes. And then, yeah, slope up the back. Maybe even grills. What's the engines look like from the outside? Let's get a few more images of the Int 4. Feel like building one of these? I definitely recommend to give it a go. It's cooler now. Oh, it's not as cool as it is in here though. Gal Force wins. I might crack. I think it is cracked open actually. Or at least on lock. Should put Star Wars, shouldn't I? Star Wars in 4. Oh, that comes out. Oh, that blocks out at the top. I think I will add a bracket and maybe a tile or an ingot on top of that. A bracket and a grill. Downwards bracket though. Ooh, none in grey. We have some bigger brackets. Do we have the space underneath for a bigger bracket? Do we have the space this side? Yes, we do. So that would be a grill up the middle. That would be a grill running away from the ship, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3. I will test these out, make sure I'm getting the right colors again. Nothing worse than one shiny grill on a ship of not shiny grills. Cool. And then big old engine up the front. And I'm going to whack I think we get a tile across the bottom. We wanted that fun tile. I think we whack one of the corners in there. Get a 4, 2, and a 6. No, a 4, because we can slope off the top. A 4, 4, 2. Got to be a 4, 4, 2, or we move that down 1. 4, 4, 2. Just one more 2. Always at the bottom. I need a little sorter for this so that the 2s can have their own layer, but they all go in the same tub anyway. All right, I think that's the wings done. Do we have a good look at the engines on any one of these images though? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that good look at the engines. I assume they'd be similar to the backs of the AT-AT heads, but, well, engines rather than not engines. You got to go back one, didn't you? That's what we've done with you. We've put you right at the back. Yes. Oh, now it makes sense why we had so much space to work with. Okay. And this does cover up a lot of the panels at the front. Surprisingly on the back foot. Like the white cheese like mozzarella. I'm a big cheese fan. I think if it's cheese, I like it. I'm not too fussy when it comes to cheese. I like my cheese not moldy. That's just because I haven't had a lot of moldy cheese. You know, growing up, if the cheese we had got moldy, you don't eat that. That's not the right cheese to eat. So perhaps that's some sort of unpurposeful, accidental conditioning. Let's get some slopes. Oh, I tell you what would look good up here. If we got some slopes and another ingot. Some of these slopes. And then possibly an ingot. Possibly another grill. I think a grill would be pushing it. An ingot would look really cool on like a jumper as well. Or we include a jumper to get that one stud hanging out. Let's see what a jumper looks like. We've got tiles, we've got grills. Let's add a jumper. I think we've only used one so far. No, we didn't even use one in the end. I think we got rid of it. That's it. Sometimes all you need is that one stud on the side. For some reason, a jumper or any of these single hollow studs looks really good by itself. But if this was to be like a 2x2 of hollow studs, it looks weird. And then the wings fold out, and we're trying to keep them as thin as possible. So one plate, one tile. We don't need anything else on there. Let's have a little look at the back and then get working on that ATRT. Here we go. So some blue engines. We're right with the grills at the bottom. I think we go one higher. No, we need some strips here. Some 1x4s. I'll raise the middle, and then some tiles on the back. So ooh, let's keep the brackets in. How many of these seats do I have, and why do I have 4? Right, we got 4. Let's move that onto frame. Such a cool ship in the movie. I agree, Vader. That was, I mean, chances are, now Vader didn't have a hand in designing it. I was going to make a joke about Vader having a hand in designing it. I don't think he cared what Imperial ships were. This is the best half of that ship we were talking about earlier, the Last Jedi one. The legs. This is the better half. The head with wings is better than the legs every day. I don't see a way it's not better. I don't think it's possible. That's not true. That's impossible. And then this looks light bluish grey. I'm wondering if light bluish grey, let's get a 4. Light bluish grey ingots would look good here. Or if we need a bit more light bluish grey. Oh, surprised that's holding up so well. Yeah, we'll cap that off at the top. Or we can round it off. Right, so that's gone up. Oh, we've got some flaps down at the back as well, don't we? Like the speeder bike flaps. So that's a clip, or a slope, or a tooth. Oh, let's grab the teeth, the 1x1 teeth. Get a grey one of those either side. That would be a flap, and that would also cover up the sides. Yes. So we're going to need some 1x3s for that top section. I'm still thinking about the ingot down here. So let's grab a light bluish grey 2x4. How light are we talking? Maybe we could have used light bluish grey for the whole thing. We went with dark because that's definitely what the Kenner was originally. But I like the light bluish grey. It's got a nice ring to it. And then any other images of the back of the toy, maybe? Not really. Not really much. There'll definitely be more when... Oh, here we go. That one's red. That one's red at the back. Yes, there's some inconsistencies with the colour. We'll stick with a dark bluish grey. Keep the flaps that shade of grey. And then I want to build them one further out for the 1x4s. The blues. Because I remember it being blue in the movie. Maybe that's my memory, but that's what we're going off. And grab... We've got any 1x4s in like in a darker blue, because we've got a load of light blue. Oh, there's one. See, we've got a load of 1x4s in lighter blue as well, but I think darker blue for the darker ship. It's got to be darker blue. They're the engines we're looking for. I think that is a complete model. Right, we've got the wings opening up. We've got... I thought I pushed them off then. Let me hold it from the back. Then I got no worries of it We've got the exposed sides with a little warning marks as well. Interesting, there's so many controls on the back, given that the minifigures inside are flying. It's a small ship, some microfighter though, and then the top also opens. This is such a Lego opening. This is like the Cobb Vanth opening on the speeder, and we've got Alex in there at the minute, but I'll replace that out. The turret, I suppose that can spin, and best of all, the main thing we built, oh, because the bricks are hollow at the back, you can actually put like a now or even a brick separator tip will fit in the end of that, and you can push that through, and there's our free landing gear. How cool is that? And then when it's landing, you just press it down to whatever it's on and it will auto level. If I grab it and just press it down on the desk, there you go, it goes down. So now we've got that out of the way, let's not stop there. Let's build an ATRT and see if we can do one that's where did I put the foot? Oh no, oh there it is. Here's the foot, sized up to this foot right here. I know ATRTs tend to be a lot smaller of a ship. Oh, speaking of smaller of a ship, we didn't add our little bar, did we? We didn't add our little bar. Oh no, all that to try and get space for a bar, and we didn't add it. Is there any way we can sneak in a bar? Oh, I think there's a way we can do it, and it's with some sort of superhero poser. I think all we need is a black superhero poser at the bottom. We don't even need these 1x3 bars, because now we've built the ship. I thought this was going to be a bit bigger. If I can find some black superhero posers, there we go. This bar will still hide away, but we can get it right at the bottom. And one for the other side. I'm sure I've got one in here somewhere. I think I got a few of these. Well, if I've got one, I've probably got a spare one. And I don't think this is a colour I'll be using for posing minifigures. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Oh, still kind of cool. Come on, superhero poser, yes! Alright, the superhero poser, be better to secure it with the wing off. Just so I'm not trying to get my hands in the angle. There we go. And that will fall in our hole, won't it? If we angle it right, it goes in. No, it pops off the base. It pops it off, so we aren't going to be able to use a 2x3. We're going to have to get the poser hidden in the mix, which means we'll need a corner and a 1x2. Let's see how fragile this is. If this is fragile, I'll probably scrap this and go back with a 2x3. But if it isn't fragile, then this will be perfect and would have snuck it in. Oh, it's not fragile. Wow, that corner plate really locked things together. You could feel it. And then angle that inside. Oh, it works. It works. If only it was a little longer, but it works. It's that little piston that goes in the side and it closes back up. All right. Let's get the same done to this side, and I think that's everything. We haven't forgot anything else, have we? Why is it so cute? It is. It's so like small as well. I would have thought it would have sized up a bit closer to like an ATST head, but given it's a one-man pilot or a one-pilot ship, I think it is not quite microfighter size, it's more single speeder size with the one figure on the inside. But look at the lights. Look at the lights coming through the side. You can see a flash of orange. Where actually, it'd be better if I showed you this way. You might actually get to see some of the orange on the inside. Right, that's the side to open it. All right, yeah, right there. You can see the orange and the yellow briefly lit up. That with a light behind it would be awesome. Would be awesome. So that's the int 4 done. We probably could clear a few of these drawers away. I think it's better to put them on the outside because once again, I haven't set up that table. I was meant to set up the table for the drawers. Let me make a note. You know what? I do have a schedule. Let me rename my schedule to set up table and then the, oh, that was yesterday. I meant to do tomorrow. No, Thursday. Won't be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm hoping to, like I said, read. Have a day off, read a bit and try not to melt. And then, yeah, so Thursday, I think we have a chill stream. I think I'll be parting things out because there's still so many drawers I need to put things away. And hopefully we'll have more news on some of the summer sets. I know the 8080 isn't going to be a June, well, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a June 1st set because they haven't announced it yet. But they could always surprise us. All right, the ATRT is what we need. Actually, instead of pulling it up on lego.com, what if, do I have the Lego Builder app? I do. What if I got it up on the Lego Builder app and then got a 3D model? I've never thought about this before. We always use the instructions and I'm always skipping ahead, skipping behind. What if I got a 3D model on the final steps of, what set number is this? 7544, no, not the UCS Slave 1. Is that the only thing I've used this? I didn't use this for the UCS Slave 1. Actually, the only thing I've used this app, I'm not logged in on this app. The only thing I've used this app for, apparently the 501st Clone Trooper Legion and the 8080. Maybe I did. Maybe I used this back when this was my phone. There you go. 501st Battle Pack's the last thing I built on this. Goes to show you how old this phone is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I used this phone when I built Grievous. Or was that, oh, that might have been a tablet. I might not have used it. There we go. Instructions are loading. Camera did not want to focus on that. And then I'll be able to have that. Right, I need a phone stand. Let me get the stand out. And then I'll be able to use the 3D model to try and build a Fig Scout AT-RT. Just a reminder of how mahoosive this is going to be. That right there is the foot. That's the foot. That is the foot of the AT-RT. Just 1 foot. 1 foot is all it needs. It'll be hopping around that. We are going to build a second foot. We haven't yet though. And it's a shame I can't just have the model like this. Do I have to crack it open? Oh, I'm going to have to like whiz through, and I. Look, this is what I mean by, oh, they've broken Mando. Oh, we are going to have to. I should be able to jump through. What if I'm bag 2? Wait a second. What if I'm bag 2? Oh, I guess I am. I guess I do want to build that. Yeah, I don't want to split it. Let's keep up with the AT-RT. I can't hold it too far up because it will flip. There we go. This is how quickly we're building the AT-RT. This is next level right here. I'm building it through the device. Just notice it says ships. Switched it up in the first seconds of the stream. Yes, I realized that we set about building 2 if we had time. And I decided at the start that we were going to have time. And we do have time. There's only 1 blaster on this, no? They've added 2. I guess there's 2 on the turret. That only makes sense. We still just need the 3D model of the full thing. We don't need all this. This is too much. Too much. Keep going. Come on. You got this. You got this. Come on. All right. We've already built this. We just need to build the other side. Quite satisfying, but I'm worried that the bar is like halfway across. What else do we have left but the feet? Is that for the full set, that yellow bar, bottom right corner? And these feet are massive. All right, final hurdle. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Oh my God, the Lego app is amazing. I don't know if you just saw that. Basically what happened is when I got to the second foot, there was a skip in case I'd already built it, despite the fact the feet look identical. The feet are identical. I cannot see a difference between them. So there's a skip if you build them along. Now, I suppose in the instructions, it might say ×2. That might be why. Yeah, look. So it says ×2 at the top. Let's see how this one works. So this is for the engine. Yeah, look, at the top. If we've already ×2, okay, it's not as good as I think, but that was also such a weird ×2. We'll take it. All right, here is, no, we want it rotating around the engines, I think. Here's our 3D model. There we go. And that's going to make it so much easier to try and build this up. So we're starting at the bottom. We've got our feet. That's not going to glare, is it? Can I get that angled up without glaring? Beautiful. So for the feet, yeah, this is solid. We've got our slope up the top. We've got our toe. We need a connection. And that's where those bar handles come in that I wanted to use for the last build. And then completely forgot about their existence. So that bar will clip to a clip and then we can connect the rest of the leg. This is the lower leg, which they've actually got a bit more detailed. I don't think that should be the case. And then if we've got any 2x2 with a double bar, wait, I'm using light bluish gray. Why am I using light bluish gray? Is there a specific reason? Mandalorian 80, Mandalorian, and Grogu. Can't forget the Grogstar. 80RT. It's lighter. Now, if the 8080, the Int 4, definitely dark gray. I think the 8080 should be light bluish gray, and therefore this should be light bluish gray. Yeah, it's bluer, I think. Dark bluish gray works for Lego. It's still so odd though, because no, that's dark bluish gray right there. Should we find a dark bluish gray clip and redo the feet dark bluish gray, because those elements surely exist? Plus, I just said about a 1x2 with bars. That doesn't exist in light bluish gray. Oh, I caught it. So that would be a very hard find. Suppose the 1x1s do, and we could get a bracket across, but we're not trying to complicate this on purpose. I'd rather it be smooth flowing. Oh, hold on. Flip it. The 1x2s do exist. Wait, they exist in light, but not in dark? Okay, sure thing. And then we'll get some clips on the top of the legs. Let's work on the feet. I'll keep that light snot in the middle. Oh, we need some clips. Dark bluish gray. 4 of them, 2 for each foot. And then 2, they're top side 1x2 slopes. I could even get the angled ones, just for an extra little bit of detail. Like, why aren't we using the angled ones here? And do we still have the 2 length bars on the desk? Nope. They're back here. The little cam and me whizzing back and forth. Let's find some of those pistols in dark bluish gray. They don't exist. Why do half these elements not exist in dark bluish gray? So really all we're doing is removing these side bits and making them dark bluish gray and improving them. We're adding that slope, so that's a good one. There we are. So they're 2 left toes with the rotation. We just need 2 right toes. Don't tell me that's a windmill. That's a flat toe. That's another flat one. Wait. Where? Wait, that's another flat one. Hold on, where are the greys? Where are they? Don't tell me I only have light bluish grey leaves. I don't even think I have light bluish grey. Okay, I'm going to have to look around for dark bluish grey. We'll worry about those another day. First off, you went down like this, because that toe's meant to be a head. And then T-bar holds everything at the back. So that's how we clip on the other side of the foot. And that will run up. This is the lower leg. This is the entire lower leg here. Upper leg's going to need a dark grey. Yes, definitely a dark grey bracket. Although we could use a 1x1 bracket. Or we could just leave this. We could leave it at a 1x3. One of these double-ended 1x1 with the 2 bars off of it. And we could leave that as its own element. We include the 1x1 out the back or out the front? Probably out the front, because that will fold it down better. Yeah. Okay, this thing's going to be teeny tiny. Wow. Get some more of those grey pieces. We need a snot brick. We do have some black as well. I like the light and dark grey. If you can't pick between the two, settle for both of them and make it look good. And then this foot needs to be rotated the other way. So again, I'm going to look for that toe. Don't know where that went. And then, yeah, this is, are the toes going to be inwards or outwards? They might be outwards. Point in towards the outside, because then it makes the feet seem a little wider. Which way is the outside though? So this is the right foot. Like so. These legs are tiny, and they also will be connected. The good thing about these is they can be rotated outwards. I wanna almost keep that. So we're gonna need round 1x1 clips. All right, what if, ouch. What if I didn't do that? What if I included this and then had some jumpers underneath with round 1x1s? But I don't think that would look any better. I think it looks better as it is. If only we got clips that were on rounded pieces. What I need is the U-wing. Does anyone remember the U-wing polybag from a few magazines ago, where they had the wings were rounded plates and they spun out as needed? I could include either rounded plates with clips, or I could include one of these 1x1 clips that I totally have in my hand and leave the plate next to it empty or rounded, and have exactly that sticking out. So these would work sticking out, and I do think they need to be 4 plates wide. If the front's going to stick out even a little bit, these need to be out by 4. And then we can include corner plates, something like that on the bottom. So a good thing we kept those plates out. So 1x4 underneath, yeah. But to make sure it's rounded, all right, it doesn't need to be rounded at the back. It doesn't need to come further in, because that's why the feet are shaped the way they are. Do I still have the rounded plates out here as well? No, yes. There they are. Oops. And then, so this is the tiny legs. They swing out, legs swing out beautifully. This is the leg so far. And then, oh, we've got to have, maybe we have a 2x4 up the front, and then we can round it off. We can include little brackets, and maybe this far up, just a frying pan stud or something. So 2x4 instead of a 1x4. You see where that logo is at the front? You see where this, whoa, this logo bit is at the front. I don't know if we'll be able to get that element. We might need to bring back some of those flat pieces I was moaning about a second ago. And as for the top, I'm thinking like 4 studs. We get a 2x2 on the back here, perhaps even a little door owl of sorts. Still not used a single 2x2 today, so let's grab one. Did we not grab a stack of them at any point? Did we? We might have just run through them. So no, I found the stack. It was here the whole time. We did have 2x2s. We just didn't use them. There's one. This is for the back end, which eventually high enough up will hold some goods. Right now, we need some clips. We need Mando's blaster and maybe macro binoculars. So both vertical clips, just like on the toes, which that would have been awkward to try and include on the side of the legs. Very fragile clips as well. I'm happy I got so many of these because I don't have to worry about them. And maybe a round button on the underside. I'm worried for that 2x2 as there's not a lot of plates on top. I fear it might pop. There we go. On the front, we can add the ball joint. I think we stick with a ball joint. There's nothing better than a ball joint, is there? When it comes to it. Have we made this 80RT too small? That all depends on how high we build it up. But it's looking small. What's the height of an 80RT? 80RT Walker. It's going to be so top heavy. Mandalorian. We don't want Mando. It's probably the same height as a regular one. About 3 meters. Is that right? 3.45. Which is 7.6 centimeters tall. Oh, I didn't mean, no, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I didn't want to get rid of. Actually, I don't need any of this. 7.6 centimeters tall. I might as well have a little look. 7.6. What's that in plates? What's that in plates? Times 5. 23 to 24 plates. 23.75 plates. Divide that by 3 for bricks, which is about 8. We'll round it up. We'll round it up to 8 bricks. 8 bricks tall is not a lot. Is that not what this is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's grab a few plates. We might need them, and then I'll add another brick. 6, 7, 8. All right, this might be a little on the small side, if anything. But how big are the legs compared to the rest of it? Because they're about, I'd say they're almost half the height. We do have these bars at the top, which are a little bigger. But they're almost half the height. I'll give them that. On the side, we could use a 1x2 slope. I don't think there's many details down here where they've got, oh, too far again. Oh no, you're upside down. Where they've got the dishes and where they've got these other elements. I don't think those details are too prominent. We've got the rounded sections where we've used the bars, and that's representing those hinges on the knee. And then we'll slope this off, or if only we had more angled teeth, we could slope this off real nice, or we could balance this out. We could have it so that there's a tile on top, or an ingot. An ingot would look really nice here. Let's see if we've got 2 more ingots. Oh, you're a 4. You're not the 3s. That's you. You're the 3s. I keep putting them in the wrong one. And I'll get a ball joint to cover that up. Maybe another 2x4, 2x2. All join. Oh, what's the what blaster are we going with? There's a question. What blaster will we be using? I think we go with a socket, which is easier to then move around the turret. And then we could even just use the bars. We could use the bars if we want to get a proper looking turret out the front. We need a slope to go out, so that's a headlight brick. For sure a headlight brick. Dark bluish grey. Perfect. Get some slopes. The sides all need clips. We could even add some sort of clip element on the side of these headlight bricks. Where's the cheese? Where's the cheese? Who's got the cheese? Someone's got the cheese. Is there any Mouldie cheese in here? No. Where's the 1x cheeses? Are they behind? Are they this one? Knew someone had the cheese. That someone was me. So, cheese slope, headlight brick, flush above the ball joint. Beautiful. Do that again the other side. Perhaps on the leg we can even include a nipple tile to hold on that side piece. That might be a shout. Might be a good one. And then we can include more of these slopes. I'm realizing a lot of the same elements go into these similar shaped vehicles. Do want to add a clip though at some point, and it would be cool if I could secure this down somehow. Maybe you need to be further. You need to be like half further back, really. Ooh, could get away with some jumpers there. That might work if we add, well, we'd need like a 1x2. All right, let's have a think on that. Maybe we can slope you off on top. Grogu also needs somewhere to sit. So if we've got pistol, macro, and then we go up one, and that's where the engine will be, just above them. So I'm thinking at least some corner plates around the front and a 2x2 on the back. No, not a corner plate, a corner tile. That will be the front of the seat. That will be the front of the seat, the corner tile. We got those, right? I'm assuming we do. Let's check it out. There's one. And there's two. Knew it. So that's where Mando's legs will be. Right down here. And then 2x2 that I kind of want to build up on. Let's see if we can get one of those funky step plates. Where are they? Back here, aren't they? Any small ones? Small ones, preferably dark grey as well. There's a white one. There's not a lot else. Are you in another tub? I swear I've seen you in another tub. Remember the plates? No. Definitely seen you somewhere else. Alright. If you say you're not, we might have to build our own with some plates, with some 2x2s, get a 1x2 in the middle. Try and build that out. And then that engine on the back, that V8 looking engine. What a build. That's how tall we want it to be. Oh, it's going to get that tall. It is. It's approaching that tall already. We need a little bit more slope. Little more slope to get there. Or, wait, the clip. Maybe you aren't the one. Maybe you're not the piece. Because we could add a bracket. A bracket. Then another, no, not another slope. We want to keep this thing tiny. So a bracket. Maybe that's where the slope up goes. We have the bracket. Because the snot brick takes up too much space. Just a little bracket. one of those ones. And we get some funky slopes on the front. We get the power miner slopes on the front. Something to slope up gradually. Let's see what power miner slopes we got. I think the ones that we've got that are filled in are mostly black and grey. Maybe a white one. So it'd have to be the ones that aren't filled. Yeah, something like that. See, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look right. Maybe that's because we need a bracket on the bottom. Still think we need to pull it back a little. So that's the clip spaces underneath and hidden. Mando's sitting there. Let's get that engine on top. The same pieces they use in a set. It will make it look massive, but that's kind of the idea, isn't it? Got that big engine, you've got to flaunt it, which is what the Remnant would do with everything else. So why any different with the engine? Oh, what if we lower this? No, because we've got the bag. That kind of is the bag, though. That feels like the bag. And then the fingers. 3 on each side. 1, 2. This is going to look so overkill for such a small vehicle. It looks better than big. Actually, no, there's a size. Maybe the Lego official one is the biggest size before it starts looking funny. 3 on either side, and then we'll add a slope, because these will still be where Mando's jetpack is. So we're going to need to tile off that front as quickly as possible. Otherwise, Mando's not going to be able to take a seat. Or do we lower it for that reason? Ooh. Do we lower it? No. Yeah, no. Maybe we do lower it one. Because that's the bag where we've got the clips. That's the engine that's going to go all the way up. Then we can get some sort of cheese slope in there. We can get... We've already used 1x1 cheese slopes. So let's get some more of those. Where are they? They're going in front. They're for Mando's jetpack, which should give it enough space. I'll have to try that out. Do we have Mando with his jetpack? I think we do. Yes. Because isn't that how he steals it? Yeah. So slopes are too tall. We'll whack an ingot in there instead. Now, look, as we didn't get him on the side of the legs, we'll add an ingot, see if that works out. Ingot's not out. Ingots are out. Where? It's a yellow tub. No, it's not. It's green. Because this is the bag that's in it. Alright. Oh, at least 3-4 more ingots if we need them for the back. And does Mando fit? Got in. Yes, Mando fits. We might have to sacrifice some controls at this scale just to get Grogu on board. And we need something around the corner. That is not optional. We need to have something around the corner. It's a good slope though. It's a good slope. And how do we get that angle on the side? Oh, maybe we're thinking about this wrong. We should have had it connected at the back. Or, oh, we could use a clip. Eventually, how would this work? So the slope's going up round past Mando. We need the clip to be on the front. So perhaps this needs to be a double angle. And then we can add another cheese slope. This needs to be a double bracket. A 2x2 on the front. One of them out in dark grey. Oh, come on. We've just used up the dark grey. Light grey. Let's see if this works. And we'll come back for it. It needs to be the same clips holding on the legs. So basically these long ones just a little bit shorter, and then that will be on the side. We need to have, yeah, some more of these. I don't know if we need those or the actual 1x2 bars. This feels right. And then we'll lower down the 1x2 bars. So this in the middle will sit up a little bit and it will disconnect it from the base. We don't want it to look like it's connected to the base. We want it to disconnect, but this also gives Mando some space for his arms, which he needs. He needs that arm space. And the ATRT is building up. It's building up a little too tall, perhaps. It is building up. Maybe a 2x2 slope on the front would survive, but still, we've got to be checking our height. I think I need to improve the legs. Let's see if we've got, yeah, dark bluish grey slope. If only we had some sort of jumper element. That's looking good. We need some chicken wings though for the baby chicken. This is the chick walker. I forgot we called it that. For the chick walker. And then a 1x1. Oh, we've got a printed Imperial logo. Have I used it recently? Have I used it? Because if we put the plate on the underside, it doesn't close fully in. And then we can get the Imp logo on the base. Oh, wait, this might actually be, yeah, the legs need to be bigger. I'm happy with the size of the feet, but the legs are too small. We do need that bigger grey plate, and I might add a bracket. It's way too small. You're in Jersey on holiday, watching because you can't sleep without the fear of melting. Thankfully, it's going to get a lot cooler in a couple hours, so I should be all right sleeping, but I feel your pain because the worst part is waking up in the middle of the night sweating and you just can't go back to sleep. Might have to have the fan on or get a cooler going in the room. But hello there over in Jersey. Welcome. Yeah, let's see how big the legs. So the Lego model, this is the Lego Builder app. This is so handy for anyone that's joined. The top legs look smaller, the bottom legs look a bit bigger. Maybe we need a leg extension on the bottom because right now it's the opposite way round. Maybe we need to bump it up. Tell you what, let's keep those. How can we bump up the bottom piece? We could add a candle in there. Do I have any candles that are dark bluish grey? I think I exclusively own them in black, green and white. Thankfully, I have enough in white that I could colour some grey. I'd be willing to do it for this build. And then I'd have some grey ones going forward. I need to get some dye. Start colouring them a bit more permanently, you know, some of these elements. So, oh, the candle pieces are shorter. Let's not break any clips. Come on. I should have known that. The candle elements have a bit of a shorter grip, so that's gonna make the legs really long. Oh, that's too long. Too long. We could add a stud. Could add a stud and a nipple top. That'll get stretched out. How tall is our max? See, now the antennas are going to go way too far over. I think this is pretty minifigure scale. Normally we exclude the antennas from the minifigure scale height. I think we need to include them though. I think we need to include those. Wait, where's the, oh, it's this leg. All right, we'll secure you down. You need a bit more strength. And then right leg in. I suppose when it's standing at full height, we don't want it leg straight, but when it's standing like that and not trying to hold on the back of itself, it probably is a bit taller than we realize. God, how tall are you? Yeah, you're decently tall. I think we can get a 2-length bar in the back. No candles, no extra little pieces sticking up. And then to hold it on, I want a jumper at the front for Grogu, for the Grogster. Yes, can't forget about Grogu. And then what I'll have is I'll have a clip, a 1x1 clip that can hold the bars, and then Grogu can go in place of the bars. Because if there's an ATRT driver there, we are going to need someone piloting it. We can't just have them using the Force. Not everyone has the Force, Grogu. That is a Grogu special, using the Force to drive the ATRT, because I don't think Dim was driving it. And then this secures itself on the jumper. Yes, we'll have this coming up. That way we don't need to work in that extra stud. Oh, this is going to look so cute when it's done. This is going to look so good. We've already got the bar handles out. We had... Where... Did I move them into the clip and bar? I did. Ah, I forgot about that. This element here, which will hold the back. I don't know if it's the same piece that Lego use. No, they used a jumper. Oh, and 3-length bars. We need 2-length in black, please. And thank you. And we'll see what we've got. And then we could even add like a 1x2 plate over the top. Do I have any 1x2s in black? Any more? I seem to have a lot of these pistols. Oh, are you? You don't have ends. One of you is. Aha! And then I think the other one will just be the holder. Oh, wait. Wands. I always forget about wands. How can I forget about wands? I have so many of them. Shout out Tinks for the spares. I always forget about wands as antennas. They are the perfect piece. They were made for Star Wars, not Harry Potter. Secretly, someone wanted antennas. Was like, oh, what if we give Harry Potter wands? Then we can port them over to Star Wars and other sets. Yes, 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 yes. Big yes. And 2-length bar's a little thicker, but it's also a little shorter. And this is the moment. Does it add up to the height of the bricks? That wand might be perfect. That wand might have done it. It might have just done it. Let's see if I can balance them on my arm. Please don't fall. We've just spent like an hour building you. Don't do it. Please don't do it. What do you want? What do you want? I'll give you a display. I'll build you an Endor. Do you want an Endor? I'll build you an Endor. Just don't jump. Oh, we need the blaster as well. We can't forget about the blaster at the front. Oh, it's an ATRT. Why don't we put one leg forward, one leg back? Like we're trying to stand still on a train that's slowing down. Okay. And then... Oh, we've split the legs. That's why we didn't do it. It's one plate too short. One plate too short. Now, we could add a plate. But this is this meant to be the maximum or... Well, no, minimum height would be with the legs down. But with the legs standing up, I don't know if that's flat on my hand. It's actually a bit too tall. I think it's pressing down into my hand a little bit. No, look, there you go. So it's on the higher bump of my hand. That means the wand might be one plate too tall, but we'll take one plate too tall over. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. It's level. It's level now, and it's about level on top. Are we going to call that fig scowl? It's a close one. But first off, this is even cuter than the last thing we built. This is so cool. We just need to get that turret on the front. And wow, I love the feet. I love the feet. This side is the complete feet with those slopes. It's so much better than anything else we've ever put. And the ones at the back are awesome. And we've got space for a pistol and a pair of macro binoculars as well. So We're definitely going to get a pair of those in. Lego have forgotten about them. We get Mando in there. We can get Scout Trooper. We can get Grogu with Mando. And the figures fit. Right? You fit a second ago. Oh, hold on. Is it because I'm not pushing you? I'm pushing you on the studs. Where's your bum? Get in there. What do you do? There you go. And then handles down by the hand. Mando's helmet just poking out over the top of the AT-RT. What's the turret look like then? Oh. Oh. Come on. Don't know what you focused on. The engine looks pretty cool. This is the smallest AT-RT. I'm thinking we should have even made this side bit a little smaller. I'm thinking about those slopes now, because that's a full brick tall, which is a little too tall. Nah, actually, that's not that bad. That's pretty all right. Hey, there we go. So that turret now, we don't get a good look at this Lego one. Actually, I think this Lego one is just not it. So let's Mandalorian Grogu AT-RT. We want perhaps even the Hasbro model. Right, there's a little hook down underneath, but it is mostly the one. So I'm thinking a plate. We could add a bracket and add a ski, add a single ski underneath as this little hook. Maybe a 1x1 behind it. Or no, the bar. Oh, that bar element. Yes. So we add a plate 1x2. Put you down so I don't lose you. Then I said about a ski. I think they're in one of those drawers. Unless they're in here. And then a 1x1. That's no longer in here. That hasn't been in here for ages. That's in the one below it, which might be at the desk with the frying pan studs. I think that's on the desk. There might be skis in here. The minifigure accessories. And then one over bracket. And then for the actual turret, it looked like it was a load of 1x1 round bricks. I don't really want to use more 1x1 round bricks. I might use a cone and a 3-length bar, black cone, and a 3-length bar to get the narrow end of it looking narrow, to get it looking as narrow as it should be. Let's say a 1x1 over bracket, one that hooks over the end of the blaster in black, not bluish grey. There's so many bluish greys. No, we need black. Why aren't you in black? Where are you? Oh, wait, frying pan stud. Frying pan stud, and I'll throw a 1x1 in the mix, just like we did for the tip of the Int 4 blaster. One of these with the hole in it, and that will have the cone resting on top. Might as well put that together now. And I think that was all we said. I think that was it. Suppose we don't have the black ball joint. Well, there is one, but not one that's just got the ball joint on one end. The black one has the ball joint on both ends. So we did have a little bit of grey in here. We need a frying pan stud, as we didn't have the bracket. So ball joint, frying pan stud on top. Should probably get a 1x1 and a tile, but we'll see what works with this. That will be the cone and the 3-length bar, just as far as it goes in. And then underneath, I want a 1x1 underside bar, a bar element, a handle piece. You see superheroes using them with, you know, flames. I think Iron Man's had a few of them. That, how close can we go? That 1x1 with the bar element on it, that's closer than I thought I could get with this camera. So that's quite nice. And then in front is where we want the ski. I'm hoping it fits in front of one of those pieces. And we have one at our disposal, right? That's what we hope for. And then I could include another one of those. Actually, there's a few. Could include a frying pan stud. Let's see what that looks like. because we've already got that bar under the back end. I need a bigger tub for those. Yeah, you know what? Frying pan stud's exactly what I want. That's what I want, with a little bar sticking out. Maybe lower in. No, I don't want to lower it. This could be the back end. Yeah, that is pretty low though for the frying pan stud. I don't want to lower it, but it would have been nice if I could have lowered it and had a bracket to lower the one on top. So that'll do. That'll do for the top end of the blaster. And then there is perhaps a grill on the top. Or we could flip it. No. A grill on the top, so we'll have a 1 by 1 plate. 1 by 1 plate. It has to be in black. And that grill. Let's see if we got that 1 by, or there's nothing that brackets off both sides. No. Like a jumper that's melted to the edge. That's what we need here. A melted jumper. We won't be setting fire to any jumpers though. So we'll have to settle with a 1 by 1 and a grill. And that is some weapon. Now is that to scale? Wait a sec. All of this is underneath here. Have I just overcomplicated this whole thing? Because surely all we need is the ball joint with the bar? No? To get the rod out the front? Oh, that's not the piece I was looking for. Where'd you go? You've run away. I think I've overcomplicated this. I've been thinking about the actual figs, not the fig scale, the Lego version. We built just a Lego version of the turret, so I'll keep that around. That'll be handy for anyone that's got the set. But for the minifigure scale one, this turret should be as small as we can make it. There's an argument, definitely an argument, for a 2-length bar out the front, because the turret's not as long as this. So let's grab a 2-length bar. I'm gonna have to use my t-shirt for this. I've touched this bar so much. It's covered in sweat. I'll give that a wash before I put it back. Or a wand. Is a wand a 2-length bar? A wand is a 2.5 length bar, half of which will be hidden. So would the 2-length bar, but you know. The wand's thinner, I think the wand stays. This is the cutest ATRT and definitely battle pack size, even with all this detail. Even with all this detail, definitely battle pack size. The vintage collection one I'm looking at, compared to this, I think it goes down well, because this comes up the back and around like that. So this would be the ATRT when it's resting. You can fit that in so many places. That's it with the finished feet. And then you lift it down, and that is minifigure scale. This looks tiny. We haven't built an ATRT this scale, have we? We've got a load of minifigure scale ones. Maybe the height has been updated since we last put one together, but I don't think so. I think what I've been doing is ignoring the antennas and trying to raise the top end. So this is the first true minifigure scale ATRT we have got. Look at that though. That is just the cutest thing. It's so small, but in reality, I think they're like 1.5 times, well, 3 meters. Didn't we see 3 meters? They're 1.5 times your height, and I don't have another. Wait, I have Kai. I have Dragon Kai. About 1.5 times Dragon's Kai's height. There you go. Not just the antennas, the whole thing. That was a success. I enjoyed that. The one thing that I didn't get though are those 1 by 1s. So I am going to have a little look for those. I think they were rounded elements. I didn't get the rounded elements out because they're mostly eyes. And I think they are on the white pieces as well. So I don't even have a tray to pour these on. This is going to be fun. Let's see. Let's see if we can find them. I am hoping to see a lot more Mando sets over the summer. We've only had the Hut Sentry that we can see, but there is the 8080 that will be coming out. Hopefully we get that announced in the next couple of days. I mean, as soon as June sets come out, I think they'll be marketing those. And they'd have almost missed their opportunity. The tiles I'm looking for come in the solo battle pack with the speeder. Oh, that solo battle pack was called Patrol Troopers. And I think you got an Imperial officer in that one. Fun little pack to get them in. Snowflakes also work as an Imperial logo from a distance. But we're trying to find the real things. I'm hoping they are, yes. They are on the white 1x1s. There's one of them. That's the piece that we're looking for. The 1x1 Imperial logo. Just to go on the side here. And how's it lined up? The flat sides at the top and the bottom. Oh, that adds so much detail where otherwise there is literally none. So that is cool. But also uncool that we've got so many 1x1 tiles. I need to keep sheets of these. I need to just order base plates and have these studded down. But then imagine trying to get a bunch of the eyes. How awkward it would be to have to unstud them all. As you want, you can run a brick separator along, sure, but that's assuming that there's no tiles on the other side. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, is it? You're going to try to run it along, get stuck. You could also give this eyes, like this minion eye that I've got right here. You can add eyes to your ATRT. Oh, I think the sensor's this side, right? No, I don't know where the sensor is. I'm still getting used to this camera. Maybe the sensor is just the lens. It senses with the lens. That would make it a smart camera. Oh, we've got some lenses from astronauts as well. Don't be the last tile. I could have shook it around in the bag for these last few. And again, that's assuming that I haven't used it for any of the mechs or any of the bigger builds, and that was just the spare one that I came across. At least it's on the side with the finished feet. Don't be the last ones. All right, I can see it's not most of the last ones. Nope. Oh, there's an egg. Sunny side up. I think I've probably got it used in a mock of what sort? Unless these are both logos, neither one. So what have I used it for? I wonder if I've used it for a crate for the Mandalorian mock. See, now that sounds like something I would have done. Liked it in a crate instead. It won't be long before these get their own box. This bag is exploding. Oh, the Sauron eyes from Dreams. The yellow cat eyes. They would be menacing on this ATRT. I'm going to keep these out. Let's get a few funny eyes while we're here. I'm thinking sneaky eyes. I'm thinking sleeping eyes. The oogly eyes. And there was a minion eye, weren't there? Where are the minion eyes? Where are the minion eyes? Did I already bag them? Or were they grey? I think they had a grey outline. That's why I haven't seen them. Because they weren't the white ones. There we go. There's one. There's two. And that's all we need. No cookies. Oh, wait. I got a cookie, not a Sauron eye. Wrong one. And then I'll have to have a little look for the other logo. Probably have a little look back through some of the other builds that I've done. But I'm probably going to sort through this all tomorrow morning. When I'm not doing any work, it doesn't count. Lego is fun. Lego isn't work. So I think we'll leave it up there. We've got the minifigure Scout ATRT. If that was a battle pack, I like the 2 troopers, maybe 2 new troopers, 1 old trooper. I think we said 3 troopers, didn't we? I said 2 troopers. What I meant to say was 3 troopers. We need an ATRT driver Maybe we also have an ATR, like the ATRT costume with a new hat. I guess that's good for customs. Just the ATRT driver will do here. One ATRT driver, two new snowtroopers, one old snowtrooper. That sounds good. We could also have we could also throw in like an AT pilot, because I'm assuming they're crew. I don't know how many more AT pilots there are in reserves. They're remnant Imperials, so probably just the 6 of them. But if you're looking at parting out AT-ATs, perhaps it will be in the magazine in the future, the AT-RT driver. And then we also earlier built the Int 4. There's another look at that. Almost the height of the AT-RT, which I think adds up. The fact that it's a bit shorter, definitely not got the antennas. And trying to keep it minifigure scale, though we don't have exact measurements. I don't know if Mando and Grogu have uploaded them yet. There's the wings opening with the little pistons on the side in black. That's so cool. And quite a bit of detail hidden underneath the wings. We just need some explosives as well to add to this. Maybe I can keep some of the... No, because they weren't the grenades. They were little charges. How would you do that in Lego? And have a little look at that. But that is all the time we've got for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I do think we smashed the ATRT out of the park in terms of comparing it to the Lego set. 40 quid, and what we have here is a £9 microfighter. Like this with the ATRT pilot would have been cool, but I would have loved a battle pack. Whack in some crates with that one. Maybe fill those with the charges. That's probably what was in them. There'll be another stream on Thursday. That will be a chill stream. I think I saved the next Mando build till Friday, but don't worry. We're not running out of Mando builds. There's going to be a Mando Monday every Monday until we've got something else to do on a Monday. We could revisit Maul, especially when we get the trailer for season 2, but chances are that will be the start of next year. I don't, maybe we do Ahsoka before then. And we've also got the 9th Jedi from Visions in September. So at the minute, we're looking to do this through till September, a good solid like 3 and some months. But until then, I will see you all Thursday, and may the bricks be with you.